Ola has taught us quite a lot if you've been here. Managing your expectation, emotional intelligence, how to control our emotions. Back in the day, if I'm doing this show, the way I will come for that freeze.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Yeah, we find her, that beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gosso, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty. What's worth of a lady? It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it back. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing it tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you touch us and breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'm gonna go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ola has taught us quite a lot if you've been here. Managing your expectation, emotional intelligence, how to control our emotions. Back in the day, if I'm doing this show, the way I will come for that freeze.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right. How's everybody doing? Hello. Welcome back. What's going on, Prestige family? How's everybody doing? Shout out to all 10 of you watching me live. Shout out to D-Love. Good to see you, D-Love. D-Love said, MOP, thanks for staying on this issue. Bloggers need to keep shedding light on this. We no go agree. All right. Yes, we're going to keep talking about this justice for Mobad. As often as I get updates, we'll keep talking about it. But we're also going to talk about the other stories that we have to cover. As you know, the internet know the rest. So, and that's particularly what the evil people, some of the evil people in the world, they are counting on the fact that the internet will just one day rest in the name of, the internet is the devil. No. The internet is the media. It's the media of the people. See, before there was social media, the governments, the cabals, they run media. They used it to control narrative. They use it to, and you can see there's a big force against that right now in every way you can think of. But let's just thank God that we're here today. All right, so, but welcome back. Let's do some house rules. Hello, T-Love. T-Love says, good evening, everyone. This issue, Olagbara, yes. We're going to keep covering this issue of Mobad, but welcome back. I appreciate all of you for being here. Today, there's some highlights that I'm going to highlight with regards to Mobad and the unfortunate event of his passing. So there's some stuff I'll be highlighting today, so just be on the lookout for that. But some of them, there's no need for me to even bara that much, Some of them you probably have seen across social media earlier on, but I'm going to try to stay up to date with as close as real time as possible. Yep, I'll try to do that. But yes, please, if you are just coming in, hit that like button, share, subscribe. What's going on, Lady Never? Good to see you. hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Okay. We do have. We're gonna talk about this again. R.I.P. to Mobad. A lot of people, like yesterday's we talked about hypocrites everywhere, right? You have people literally chasing clout and then accusing other people of chasing clout, when literally what we need is clout to shed light on top of this so that someone can be held accountable. That's literally what we need, right? However way. And yes, let me warn you, there will be some casualties, sadly, possibly some innocent casualties, as we try to get to the truth of what happened in this case with Mobad. Who is Mobad? Mobad is an artist, upcoming artist. He's had some hits. We played some of his hits, 3 or 4 of them 2 days ago. So it's not exactly even upcoming at this point, but we did play some of those music some few days, so you can go back and watch that session that we did. All right, but welcome back again. This is Man of Prestige, and my name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. I am an author, a coach, consultant. I cover quite a lot of things, but over here at Man of Prestige, we discuss anything relationship based, but we try to discuss it from a power, self, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. That's what we do here. And if you haven't downloaded the book yet, the book that we wrote about 5 years ago, you can still download those for free, and plus you get to attend a free masterclass as well. The masterclass is about marriage, relationships, and dating, just in case you're wondering, okay? And basically, my wife and I conducted it. So if you haven't done that, make sure you go to loveandprestige.com. If you're brand new here, welcome. We also have this book. You'll get on the waiting list for this book. It's coming out December 30. It's called Number One Red Flag. Lovely, right? Lola and Ola, right? So, pure content, pure gold. Listen, I wish somebody shared this kind of stuff with me, right? Earlier on. There's just so many. I would have been able to jump through so many things, but Number One Red Flag. It's coming out December 30th. So be on the lookout. You get on the waiting list for that. All our books are available for free if you're looking for the PDF version. But if you're looking for audible.com audiobooks and stuff like that, obviously you have to pay those guys to give you the easy access to them. Okay. So, but yes, that's that right there. Shout out to all my sponsors, our channel sponsors: Richie, Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Show Mama, Grex Corner, D Love. Shout out to you all. What it simply means is that you're a member, okay? That you're a member. If you go to lolanola.com/join, you can become a member and a sponsor of the channel just to support everything we're doing here. So shout out to those people. And of course, I'm looking for sponsors for this show today. Shout out to Film Girl for sponsoring the last show at the last minute. I think it was it the last show or 2 shows ago? And then yesterday we had a few people sponsor the show as well. But for every time you come here, please understand that somebody is supporting this show and they are making it possible. So thank you. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. We've got a few stories to cover, some lessons to cover before we continue today. Life with Natu, how far are you day? Good to see you. Yeah, Cashapp is available. You can see that scrolling through the screen as well. Cashapp is $ Man of Prestige. As you can see, it's very simple, very easy. There you go, $ Man of Prestige. Thank you, Lady Navora. You can support even 1 cent. I'll take it. Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. So again, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. We've got a few things to cover today. Let me see what we got. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh. All right. There's this story here that I would like to actually touch on really quickly. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's see. And yes, at the top of the hour, we'll dive into some of the updates for Mobad. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'll be right back. All right.
Is it possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? The answer is no. And before you crucify me, just listen to me. Then you can crucify me after.
All right. Before she continues, let me first of all get some words from the chat. She said, "Is it possible for a man to love a man unconditionally? For a woman, sorry." For a woman to love a man unconditionally. Unconditional love. Lady Never said, do you have Cashapp? Yeah, maybe you missed the answer I just gave you. We do. It's called $Man of Prestige. You can cash up to $Man of Prestige. Thank you so much, Lady Never. All right. The only thing is that if you cash up during the middle of the show, because I use the camera on the phone, it might be hard for me to catch that. Okay, so we don't have that facility. Actually, I might be able to see it, but I might not. Okay, I usually can see it. All right. D-Love, I have to read what you just said. Jesus Christ. Oh, you say you did it? Maybe I didn't see it. Let me see real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it. But shout out to you, Lady Navarre. Your support is always appreciated. In case you do, I'll see it. But thank you. But yes, that's it on the screen. Is $Man of Prestige. It's scrolling through the ticker at the bottom as well. Let me see here. Dilo says, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. She's asking, young lady on TikTok, what's her page? I can't even see the page yet. Wait, she said just did it. Wait, let me see again. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see it. Sorry. My notifications might be off too. So sorry. All right. How translate that to English, Auntie D-Love? Translate that to English. Who is this Dondi? How do you say Nibola Tujasi? Let's talk about it. She said, is it possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? Before we go into what she said, what do you think? Okay, ladies, what do you think? Can you love a man unconditionally? It's still a question. A lot of men, they buy into marriage and romantic love because they really thought, they bought into the idea. Maybe you didn't tell them that, but they bought into the idea it's supposed to be unconditional, at least from a commitment standpoint. The vows to death do us part, all of that, you know what I mean? Like all of that. They bought into that idea. Yeah. So the question is that, is it possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? And T-Love has some answers here. Says, hey D-Love, no, not to offer. Now where we come enter, hey, now say it in English now. That one is speaking English now. Now where we come enter. Who is this fool? Who has MOP brought to us now? Hey, big girl, I'm gonna get to know this auntie. What's her name? Let's see. I can't see that. I can't see close enough. Okay, Betty NY some. But let's talk about it, right? It could be conditional in terms of the values align and his brain is set, and if his brain is set well. Oh, so it's conditional if his brain is not set well. no love, right? No finance, no romance. Some people also say that too, right? So your statement, T love, is essentially saying it's conditional, right? If his brain is not set well, no love for Baba, right? Is it possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? Let me see what she has to say. Let's get into it.
Possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? The answer is no. And before you crucify me, just listen to me. Then you can crucify me afterwards.
When she said, just listen to me, I hear Kenya there. Yvette, Ati, Kati, which one of you is Kenya? Somebody is from Kenya here, or Uganda. Was it Uganda? Is it this person is from Kenya, right? It sounds like it. She just listen to me. That me. All right, let's continue.
So I've always argued against this truth. I've always felt like there are women out there who would love their men unconditionally. But after thinking about it carefully, I just realized that.
Wait, did she say there's some women that will?
This truth. I've always felt like there are women out there who would love their men unconditionally. But after thinking about it carefully, I just realized that it's not possible. It's only the woman that gave birth to that man that is capable of loving him unconditionally.
Only mothers, huh?
So women would always have reasons. They would always have conditions as to why they love you. These reasons will range from simple things to complex things. Others would just love you because of the way you look. They love you for your looks, or you make them laugh. Others would love you because of the way you love them. Maybe you understand her, you respect her, you care for her, and you love her the way she wants to be loved. So she has decided to love you because of that. Others would love you because of the potential that they've seen in you. You might be a kapususu with nothing to offer her, but because she has seen this potential in you and she believes that tomorrow you're going to be a great man, so she loves you because of that. Others would love you because of the things you're able to do for them. You're able to provide for their needs. You're able to move mountains for them. You're able to give them the kind of lifestyle they want. So they love you because of that. And women will place these conditions in the order of importance. In the order of importance.
Wait, she's speaking French just now?
Reasons according to what they feel is important to them. So, if, for example, if a woman feels like money is the most important thing on her list there, that's why she's with you. The moment that money is no longer there, she would dip, she will go because she's not your mother. Okay? She will go. Even if she decides to stay, she won't even respect you because you can only respect someone you love. Okay? Anyway, that's just the bitter truth. That's just the bitter truth. Women.
Is she a truth teller? She just told us the bitter truth. Did she just try to monopolize the truth? As usual.
Will always love you conditionally. They have their conditions. Provided you're not their child, they can't love you unconditionally. It's not possible. It's not possible.
All right, gentlemen, you heard her. She said it. She said it's not possible. Now, I'm hearing somebody in my spirit say, this auntie does not speak for all women. Right? She does not speak for all women, right? What do you think? What do you think? This is not a trick question. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk. Okay? Does she have a point, or is this sense or nonsense? What y'all think? Right? Lady Navarre, let me hear your thoughts. You said, I want to hear your thoughts. Okay? I'm not giving answers. I don't have the answer. I don't have all answers. I just want to hear what you guys think about this. T-Love says, okay, no. This reasoning, I don't agree, Sha. Which part of it don't you agree with? Which part of it do you not agree with? What's going on, Chidima? Good to see you, Chidima. She says, potential spotters. What does that even mean? What is spotters? Explain it to me. What is spotters? Does she have a point, ladies? She said it's impossible for you to love a man unconditionally unless we're talking about your child, right? What do you think? Oh, Lady says, I'm sorry, phone in my pocket. I hear you. What do you think though? Does she have a point here? Or okay, so condition means you have, if he breaks some kind of, he has to be positioned a certain way before you can love him. If it's like, for example, the example that T-Love gave earlier is his brain is set well. His brain is set well is a condition. Is it possible to remove all conditions and you still love a man? And particularly we're talking about in a romantic way. Okay, because you can love a person from afar, right? Just like you can forgive a person from afar, right? Yeah. So do you agree? Everybody's quiet suddenly right now. I will take your silence as agreement. I will take your silence as agreement. I will have to take your silence as agreement that you agree with her, right? D-Love, I'm waiting for your comments. I know it's going to be long, right? Yeah. If you're silent again, I will take it as you're agreeing with her that it is not possible for a woman. This is going to break the heart of a lot of men, because they buy into this idea that women will love you unconditionally, will submit unconditionally, will trust you unconditionally. The three statements I just made, or phrases, are oxymorons. The way it's now, I need is long. Please give me what if you agree with her, be silent. Okay, if you disagree with her, let me hear your thoughts. Okay. Let me see. Lady Navarre says, let me go back to where she started. Conditional love is real. If love that you give with no asking but showing. Okay. Wait. It's unreal. Conditional love is real. Is it unconditional or conditional? Which one? I'm missing something there. Sorry, I had stuff in my hand. I timed out. Oh, you timed out. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Wait, what happened here just now? Okay, we're back. All right. Okay. Doesn't apply to both parties. We're not asking both parties. She's talking about you ladies. Ladies. Leave that one alone for now. Okay. All right. Let's talk. Oh, it's long. Oh, I just don't have time for this guile. Yay, importancy. She said importancy. You guys put it in the order of importancy, and for some people it's money, and for some people it is not. Let's see. The lady speaking. Can she sleep with her man if he's sweaty and stinking? We're not talking about sex now. We're talking about romantic love. She be papa, you ask him to go and shower, right? Worst case scenario, you say go and shower because I need some. Okay, I need to follow. You need to fall on some bula. So hey, go and shower. Worst case scenario, right? But we talk about romantic love, as in like you're in love with this person, even though you stink. As I babe, you're stinking. Go and shower, right? You could say that, right? But you're still in love with that person. Can that be unconditional? But even let's take it higher than that. Love, as it's supposed to be. Love from not just romantic now, over time, 5 years into the marriage, but it's if he stopped showing up as a man, if it's let me see what T Love said earlier. If his brain is suddenly start to seem like it's not set well from your own standpoint, from the way you're observing him, if it seems to you like something is happening in your relationship and it seems like to you that your his brain is not set well, can you love him? Can you continue to love him in the same manner, right? Abi you go start scratching your head at some point. Live now to the lady speaking. Can she sleep? Okay, we already talked about that. Lady never say you show it, not asking for it. That means you show love, right? You show love, not asking. You show. Who's showing love, man or woman? Which one? Oluyomi says, I wanted to disagree with that, but if you remove all conditions, D-Love is still scratching. D-Love, are you scratching still? Abi, you're still typing that long thing, right? If you remove all conditions, right? Like literally unconditional. Unconditional, right? We have a chapter in the book called Real Love, something like that, right? And that's the question that we're talking about today. That's what we're asking about. This small clips on TikTok. Sometimes you hear it triggers you off the wrong way. You're like, huh? Go away somewhere with this mad person. Ebola to Jasio, like D-Love said earlier. But when you think about it, it's not. The answer is not exactly simple, right? It's not simple because in your human beings. We saw somebody's father and mother over the past few days. They are partying all over the place because, the conversations has involved some money, right? Money, status, and things like that. It changes everything. But we'll get to Mobad when we get there. You can, but that's nasty. Okay. Let's see. Her talking points no make sense. I beg. Which part of it does not make sense? I need to know which part doesn't make sense. I'm not saying I agree with her, but I want to know what your thoughts are first before we go into it, because people talk about this all the time. Another way that people have to talk about this is that love is not enough. They say things like that. They might say things like, well, women can love you unconditionally. In the same breath, they'll be asking for submission. In the same breath, they will say, hey, you're supposed to submit, especially when it's hard to submit, right? Especially when it's very hard to submit, meaning this man does not deserve submission, but you're supposed to submit. Okay, let's use another word. The word submit triggers people. Let's use word love. You're supposed to love this man unconditionally, even when his brain seems like it's not set well in that moment or for the last few days. Yeah. Like Tilo says, like cheating, then no, sir. That is a condition. If he's a cheater, can you keep loving him? That will be a condition. But her talking sense, no make. It's not making. Okay, all right. We're going to dissect that. Let me see here. Other things are not making sense. Which one is he has to make money? If someone is not working to their best ability, I don't think they have any business with relationship. Well, let's just assume in this case we're talking about you've been in a relationship with them already. You're not vetting them for marriage. Majority of your problems when it comes to romantic relationships will show up after you already enter one chance. I hate to break it to you. Yes, even after vetting, did you not ask in the beginning? Did you not see this coming? Did you ignore all the signs? I know what everyone else is talking about, okay? Majority of your problems, which is a good thing, if you understand what I mean, when it comes to romantic relationship, will show up after you don't enter one chance. What? There's no way to avoid that? No, it's all in the blind spots. You can mitigate the risk of a calamity, of a catastrophe. You can mitigate by by learning as much as you can about conflict handling, crisis handling. That's the best you can do. Okay. So I can't see my Cashapp until after. I promise I'll shout you out once but thank you so much, Lady Navoa, for the support. Let me see if I can check really quickly while I'm talking, okay? But hold on one second. T Love says other things, okay? I'm gonna read that while I'm checking really quickly. Okay. Other things are not making. Which one is okay? That's the one we read earlier. Let me see. Let's check. I do see that there's some 4 notifications here. Let's see. Wala. Yes. Thank you so much for the $4 cash app. $4 cash app. I do see it, Lady Navarra. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I do see that. I needed to make sure that I shout you out right now before we continue. Yes, $4 cash app. Thank you so much for that. And before we continue, I'm just gonna go ahead and yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, I think we do have another super chat. Let's see here. I think Latu. Thank you so much. It's been back to back. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that as well. Let me play that for you again. All right, thank you so much. All right. So let's see. I want to dissect what she said. Okay, there's a lot of things in what she said. Let me see. Lady Nevo, I'm sorry I was in the store and had the phone in my pocket. I must have robbed. Okay. Chinye, how far? How you there? What she was saying did not make sense. Yes, there's some talking points there, and as usual, the overall question, the reality is that human beings are not capable of unconditional love. Okay, but you're right. There's a lot of things in what she's saying that we need to dissect. Okay, there's a lot of things in what she said that we need to dissect. And those nuances, those small things tend to be the most dangerous things. The only source of unconditional love is God. That's the only source. Okay, that's the only source. It's possible. Unconditional love is possible, but the only source is connection with your higher self. If you are moving arrogantly, if you're moving with pride, if you're moving from a place of unrealistic expectations, which is human beings, okay, which is why I tell you the only thing you can do for the most part is manage your expectations, because you will have expectations. You're a human being like the rest of us. You will have, in fact, literally, the whole falling in love and out of love thing was built on expectations, and that thing will fall in the water at some point. And when that happens, you will get caught up in your feelings, okay, and then you fall in poto again. Both of you will be inside the mud when that happens, okay. And when you start reacting to how the other person is coming off at you, you're literally asking for them to maintain the condition. The unrealistic expectations. Conditions, they're almost sounding synonymous, right? But let's see what she says. There's some things that she said that I feel like these are terrible reasons, and even though she's seemingly coming to the table, right, letting you know up front that there's no unconditional love, she's still very dangerous with certain things that she's saying. About 20% of it, okay, about 20% of it. And the 20% or less part of this talking point are what creates the danger that people are running into. Okay, now when people fall in love, let me talk about this really quickly. When people fall in love, it's feelings, right? I'm not talking about love a person, I'm talking about fall in love, right? It's basically your feelings. Okay, that feelings is usually not logical in nature. Okay, so by default, that almost feels like unconditional. Okay, but with time, as you start to live with a person and you start to reality start to set in place, and then conditions will start to or expectations, especially unmanaged expectations, will be all over the place. And the person on the receiving end of that, they might actually be the culprit. They will start looking at you and say, that's not what you said, that's not what you promised. There's no way. When people say you can't cheat on me if you love me, no, actually they can, because the scriptures warned you so many times about human beings betraying you, but you refused to listen to it. What you did is that you fell in love. It's not a crime. You're just being a human being like the rest of us. Okay, you did what other human beings would do. Something tickled your fancy, you fell in love. It's not a crime. It is what it is. Okay. But there are ways to actually position yourself to win long term. Okay. And that's to tap into unconditional love. Okay. And that means you have to humble yourself in so many ways, in so many respects. But before I go back to this young lady, because this is taking a life of his own beyond what I expected, because I had other things to cover. Lady Nova, I think you are mixing up with D Love. Oh, okay, something else. I'm not offended. Okay, either way. Okay, people fall in and out of love all the time. Is that not based on conditions? Yes, they fall out of love when the conditions are not catching up to expectations, right? So, precisely, Oluyomi. Let's see here. So we as humans can unconditional love anyone? No, you can't. If you're a human being and if you just based off of your capabilities as a human being, you're not capable. Okay, you have expectations precisely because you caught feelings while you fell in love with another human being. Even when you claim to be traditional gentleman, okay, there's some kind of value you're getting from that person. If that value is no longer there, or even worse, if it seems like it's no longer there, just because of a moment of misunderstanding, suddenly you find yourself questioning everything, right? So, but the only source, sometimes when you subscribe to a higher self, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, and both of you subscribe together from a unity standpoint, then that's the closest you can get to unconditional love. Okay? And the reason why I'm spelling this out for you is because it helps you manage your expectation. Then you have a better chance of staying in that situation and nurturing it and making it even better. You have a better chance of another day, right? But if you are going to be disappointed every now and then, if you pile on top of each other every now and then, eventually everything will fall yakata. Yeah. All right, let me see. Tilo say it's not unconditional. Love is not blind as they claim. Love see road sharply. So many moving variables, right? We'll get to that. But with threefold cord, yes, it can last even conditionally, as they say. Now we're speaking the same language, right? You tap into the only source of unconditional love. It's not both of you, okay? It's not both of you. Anyway, it's not your capabilities. It's just, I always talk about the righteousness of human beings. Filthy rag. You get it? If you don't get it, you know what time it is, right? You get it? You don't?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
So let's get back to what this auntie is saying.
Is it possible for a woman to love a man unconditionally? The answer is no.
The answer is actually yes, because a man will never pop that question if he doesn't feel like, wow, this girl is in love with me. Okay, well, a healthy man, I should say. Okay, he feels like it's unconditional. It's a feeling. It doesn't mean it's the reality. It's a feeling, right? He feels like that girl is in love with me. He doesn't say it out in words, but it's like, I'm gonna make her my wife. There's a feeling that comes to the man who wants to make you his wife. That feeling feels like unconditional love. Precisely why it becomes expectation later on when everything falls yakata. It's like, well, she never loved me. What did Tari say? She never loved me. Right? She never loved me. But again, when you put feelings on the pedestal, it always falls off, because feelings are not your mate. They are fickle. They're not sustainable. They go in and out, falling in, out of love. So the in-love experience can actually feel like it's unconditional, right? So the case I'm making here is that we have this tendency to generalize, but the second part, oversimplify very complex issues. We want to make it black and white to protect ourselves, and that's not how to protect yourself. The best way to protect yourself is self-love, right? Self-love. It's very difficult, right? Because we all need, we have a need for significance. A lot of time we need other people to validate us before we can love ourselves, right? But you can start by just being aware that it's the only source, right? It's the only source. I'm not talking about selfishness. I'm not talking about narcissistic behavior where you don't see anything else that's going on except how you feel, right? I'm talking about knowing your value, knowing that you are actually a very valuable entity on this planet, including in a romantic way. Remember, somebody made you feel like you love them unconditionally, and now they pop the question, or now they can't wait until you pop the question, right? Feelings. But when we try to mix all the different types of love together, right? The in love, the falling out of love, which is hate, or feels like hate, or the actual love, right? Real love, like actual beyond a moment, right? This is why we're confused. So let's see. Lady Navor says, but that's a human with unconditional love, though, Ola, right? No, because emotions are not our mates. Okay, emotions is literally the one thing that's really making everybody confused. Okay, but we'll get to that. I don't want to complicate it, but again, she said no. Okay, she's not right, she's not wrong. Okay, but she has a smile on her face when she's talking, and to me, I feel like she's trying to talk about romantic love, but then she's trying to make it black and white, but it's not. Okay, let's continue.
And before you crucify me, just listen to me. Then you can crucify me afterwards. So
now, who would try to crucify her for saying that? If this was black and white, the only person that should try to crucify her should be somebody who said, no, I love my husband and it's unconditional. As a matter of fact, I can give you 3 cases, right, where I've loved him and I could have left, but because I love him unconditionally, I stayed. No, forget that. That's easy because many people stay, right? No, I've loved him unconditionally, and there are many cases where I didn't feel like doing kerewa that night, but I did it anyway because I love. No, that's easy too, right? But I love them so many times. I'll give you 3 cases where I could have been like, oh, my husband, you are wrong, but you are wrong. Rub him on the back of the head and stroke his ego in spite of the fact that he's clearly wrong. Like you want to give him middle finger, but you didn't. You're like, my husband, oh, don't worry me, right? That's the only people that should disagree with this woman at this point. But I'm guessing it's much more complicated. Let's continue.
Always argued against this truth. I've always felt like there are women out there who would love their men unconditionally. But after thinking about it carefully, I just realized that it's not possible. It's only the woman that gave birth to that man that is capable of loving him unconditionally.
Sorry, my bad. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry about that. What I was saying is precisely what T-Love typed on the screen, and I just noticed it, right? She's talking about mothers. Motherly love, is that conditional or unconditional? Right? Is that conditional or unconditional? I'm asking for a friend. Is that conditional or unconditional? Based off of what we just tried to understand with this whole conditional thing. Conditions mean there's a condition that is not met and the mother will stop loving their children. Right? Maybe we should be defining what love is, right, before we get into that conversation, because I think that confusion comes from that standpoint as well a lot of time. Yeah. Yes. Somebody say it depends on the mother. So you have my permission to generalize. Do mothers love their children unconditionally or conditionally? From the little bits that we know, right? And T-Love says could be conditional based on the fact that it's her child. So it's not unconditional. If this wasn't her child, this was just a plain human being, just another human being, that same person. If somehow the mother lost her memory, she forgot completely. Well, she lost her memory for that place where it's stored. That's her child, right? Will she still love that same person? D-Law say yes. Keeche say yes. They love unconditionally. You think? Rethink it again and if you double down on the answer, I will take it. Okay, double down on it. Let me see. Based off of what I just said, if that person, because your child is a person, they came into this world, yeah, they came through you, biologically speaking, but they actually are on their own. That's the reality. Okay, is it conditional or unconditional love? If we remove the fact, particularly from your memory standpoint, that they are your child, would they still love that same person regardless of how they show up in this world? Abi, I'm pushing it out. Is that a stretch? Is that a reach? You can say it's a reach at this point, okay? Feel free to say that's a reach. We're just exercising the muscles in our emotional intelligence part of the brain, okay? That's all it is. Neni says it depends on the mother. Okay, all right. Oluyomi says motherly love is unconditional. Are you doubling down on that? Neni says it's mostly wait, if there's a little bit of room, 0.001% before it reaches. Everybody's trying to bring it down to black and white, but we're struggling, it seems, right? If before it reaches the level of unconditional, if it's short, if it's that short, imagine if God, as our source of unconditional love, say, it's mostly unconditional love, right? I'm sure there's an atheist out there that will try to make a case for that, but you know what? It's okay. Oluyomi said it should be unconditional. Well, if you're familiar with this platform long enough, should is almost synonymous to fantasy, meaning it's not real, right? So you're saying it should, but it is not. We would like to think it's unconditional, but then there's some mothers that literally, sadly, would drop their kid off at the age of 7-10 years ago because there were some conditions that were not met by the father of that child, and it's another story entirely. There are some mothers, for whatever reason, they dropped their children. Maybe they had it too early. They dropped their children in the garbage. You never heard that story before, have you? Hey, T-Bori. I know. Ushale. Ayenika. This life. Hit that like button. Thank you. Hit that like button. Thank you, Lady Navarre. But adopted kids can be loved, but I don't believe it's unconditional love. Yeah. I'm trying to the point of this exercise is that I just want you to see the limitations of our knowledge or even wisdom. Okay, I just want you to be aware of the limitations of our knowledge, and that unconditional love is real and it shows up all the time in our lives, but oftentimes we don't appreciate when it shows up because we're using our human brain to calculate it, right? We're using that moment where we felt betrayed to calculate that, we're using it, but it actually shows up all the time in our relationships in different ways. But There's multiple dimensions to it. Multiple dimensions. There's context involved in all of this, right? But when you don't know how to celebrate when it does show up, or you don't know how to recognize unconditional love when it shows up, Yoruba people say, "Anybody dupe ore anari migba." That's real in real life, right? What you focus on continue to expand. If you focus on conditional because you are reading books and you are trying to be a scientist in the middle of love as majorly driven by emotions, right? It will fall off all the time, and unfortunately your focus will be on, because the human brain is still there, it focuses on that negative feeling part, the fact that you feel that it's not enough or it's never enough. It will continue to expand, and hurt people. How you see life becomes your reality. Your perception becomes your reality. Your outlook on life becomes your reality, right? Yeah. But when you are aware that we are in fact gods, human beings, we're spiritual beings, right? You have the power to assign meanings to the events of life. You do have that power. It's just that you also have a tendency to attach negative meanings to the events of life. You have a tendency to see life as half glass empty as opposed to half glass full. Same reality, different outlook on life. When you are aware, you can create better experience for yourself. Experience, right? Potentially actually experiencing unconditional love, right? As opposed to bring it down to exact science like this auntie that said, well, women are not capable of unconditional love. If a man is lame enough to listen to this, he's literally going to be experiencing the idea that women cannot give unconditional love. He will see it everywhere. He will be afraid. He will move always from a place of fear, and he will hurt himself in that process. Meaning, his reality will become his reality. His perception will become his reality. What is all this Wumbaya talk about? I know precisely what I am talking about. You can't see it if that's your outlook on life. How you see life is how you see life. It's literally what you see and what you experience. Right? And everyone around you will mimic how you see life and how you see yourself. They will basically they will confirm for you. They will confirm your biases. They will confirm everything for you. It's not always intentional either. Okay, even if they try to help you, Baba, fit see fit, right? Anyway, but we're in a place right now that everybody is suffering from too much knowledge. Dare I say, too much knowledge, right? That part of the brain that just always see things as pragmatic is either black or white. And a lot of people are missing out on the experience, precisely. Still love says still love. Let's round this up really quickly. So as a human, to have unconditional love is a parent, a mother, not father or just parents. Listen, there's unconditional love all around us all the time. The only reason why we're having this conversation is because people have a tendency to use their worst moments, their worst case scenario to determine that. And I can't argue against them, because then it becomes an argument of statistics, data, and facts. And if that's how I always tell you, I remind you quickly before I will get into unnecessary argument that you're right.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So parents also, if you want to look at it the way they look at it, right? Parents also have conditional love. It's all conditional. Okay? But if you look at it the way the Most High looks at it, it's all unconditional love. But there will be crisis. But if you see that there's a possibility of unconditional love, you will always find yourself always attempting to move in that direction, and you will tend to see life in the best light always. And it's very hard. It can actually become a negative too, because when people are trying to hurt you, you almost always see the best in them, right? So it's all about the outlook on life. But I think the most danger in our era right now is in the fact that people see that everything is transactional. Even business is not exactly transactional like that. It's exactly is the key word. Even business is not exactly transactional like that. The people who see business as transaction, they tend to never make it. Go figure. Right? Because they're always measuring against the other side. Right? But if you look at some of the biggest business owners or business moguls in the history of mankind, there's a lot of give. And let's focus on give and take. The people we have in this era, the Indomie generation, they're focused on give and take. In reality, that means they're focusing on take. Okay? They take their focus away from give. Naturally so, rightfully so. A lot of times, a lot of them have collected wood, so that's how they can see life. They're trying to protect themselves, but the awareness goes a long way. Okay. Yes, confusing. I grew up thinking we have unconditional love for people we love. Yeah, it's conditional, and I can argue this. Let's see. Absolutely yes. Even when you may not like you, we still love you unconditionally. We experience unconditionally all the time. Okay. Yes. Even when they should have left a long time, right? Man or woman, they were locked in the situation that start to feel like one chance, right? But again, it's your outlook. It's how you see life. Okay. So all this pragmatic nonsense on TikTok where they try to bring it to exact science, it's not helping anybody. It's only making people hurt themselves, because what they do is like, oh, it's all transactional. Okay, let me go to the date and then figure out what they bring to the table, and then see if you can bring something to the table too. And then they miss out on the whole experience of actually getting to know another human being who is much larger than what you are looking at physically in reality. Because either you think of it positive or negative, that person is going to show you shaggy at some point. Right? But they're also capable of showing you the flip polar opposite of shaggy, which means you feel like you're in cloud nine because this person loves you like that. It's all like, it's not exact science, it's an experience, right? So if we don't explain it at emotional level, it's all useless. It's all useless, because human beings don't operate that way. And you can't, at the end of the day, you will give into your emotions. And even when you are saying it's all black and white, it's literally still your emotions speaking. It's just hurting you, as opposed to you being able to leverage it and swim with the trend and understand how to navigate swimming with the trend, and also being able to protect yourself in that process, because it's not just about your capabilities, but you're leveraging the forces of the universe to work in your favor. And last but not least, you're not missing out at all, right? You're not missing out, because this is it. Life, right? Nene says, as a mother, I have sometimes shown conditional love. I bet you did. Regardless of what it is, that one is a reach. It's a reach. Like, yes, adopted kids can be loved, but again, it's mostly conditional. Yeah, if we have to bring it down to exact science, black and white, the way the Indomie generation are obsessed with being right, it's all conditional. If you tap into higher possibilities, which human beings are capable of doing that as well, if you understand that this your understanding is always, there's limitations to it, then it's beyond black and white, obviously. I mean, it's two people looking at the same painting, they're interpreting two different things, right? Nah, it's BS. It's all blue, yellow, and red. All the other colors came out of that when you mix it together. Bruh, you're missing out. Oh my God. We don't care what the composition of the color is. We're not in a freaking class. That painting looks beautiful. Are you mad? Right? I don't know if that analogy works. I don't know if you're getting it yet. If you don't get it at this point, you know what time it is, right? You get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
Let's listen. Should, would, could, woulda in a perfect world? Yeah, fantasy. Exactly. Like, what can someone gain? Life should not be that way. Stress is already there. Why overanalyze love again? Thank you. Thank you. I think you get it. I think you get it. I think you're getting it. Because we are fallible, we sometimes love conditionally, but when we allow the love of God to dwell in us, Nini is preaching. She's preaching. Then we begin to show love as God wills. I'm just telling everybody, relax. Like, yeah, I know it's tough. It's difficult when you've gone through life. People are showing you shiggy. Men are showing you shiggy. Women are showing you shiggy. And you can't help it. You just have to bring everything down to black and white. Women are brutal. They are brutal. Let's just call a spade a spade. Relax. Drink water. You are missing out. You are missing out on life. It all boils down to people's experiences. Yes. When it comes to bad experiences in the past, I can't judge people. Okay. But you can also work on yourself. It's literally conditioning the brain, surrounding yourself with the right elements to help you with that, not relying just on your own understanding, but understanding that your environment can change a lot, right? And then before you know it, you're creating new experiences. Before you know it, that the effect, the influence of those terrible experiences will start dissipating, right? You're not supposed to sit down there and be reading it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just wake up 3 months from now, you're like, wow, I feel good today. You wake up 3 years from now, you're like, wow, I've got a story to tell. God damn, where I'm coming from, right? And then you can share a story from a healed place, right? Where you've really allowed God to work on you. It's easier said than done, granted. All right, but let's get to some Mobad story, because honestly, I know that's why you guys are here today. But there's no way I'm going to cover all the trendy stuff and not to make sure that we, you know what I mean? But yes, R.I.P. to Mobad. But let's get into some updates with regards to that, and catch up and have some conversation around that. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back. So, wow. This story of the passing of this young, fine artist who passed away a few days ago is going to. The good news, still, because of everything we just covered, is that his legacy lives on. Okay, it's literally impossible to kill a person. Literally, I use the word literally. Okay, and yes, that's a reach as well. It's literally impossible to kill a person like Mobad. Okay, to the extent that even if you didn't know him before he passed, you still knew him, right? Because of everything I've been talking about for the past hour. Okay, it's impossible. It's still very, very sad, a very unfortunate situation that we didn't get to see more of him. But some people are just designed that way. Their mission, their purpose on earth is just that way. It's usually like when some of the greatest people in the history of mankind, they didn't last as long as ideally as I would like it, right? And that's the reality. Okay, I remember, was it 2010? I think it must be around 2010, 11 or something like that, when Whitney Houston passed away, right? Just like that, 50 years old, right? Some of the greatest people, and I don't mean celebrities. I don't mean celebrities necessarily, right? It doesn't have to be celebrities. Hit that like button, I beg. Hit that like button. Let's talk about this. There's some updates I want to bring to you, right? Of course, the Michael Jacksons, they 50 years, 40 years, some people 30 years, Mobad was 27 years old, right? But the impact, the few singles, one album, one EP that everybody's talking about, right? will go far, further than Da Green. You know, people are still talking about Da Green, who was also a rapper whose life was cut short by unfortunate circumstances that avoidable, right? I think Da Green was accident, right? Accident, right? So, you know, we've seen that over and over again. Some people are even now calling him Jesus. I saw I saw this guy called him Jesus. Oba Solomon said he's the Jesus of the youth. I was like, that's interesting, you know. How long was Jesus Christ here for? Based off of the timeline in the Bible, was it 33 years, something like that, right? So it's sad nonetheless, you know, but that's the upside of all of this. That's the one upside of it. But they're talking. They had a police press conference today. They had the mother and the father. Remember yesterday, there's a guy, a skit maker, Cute Abiola, was saying that they should bring them together so that they can fight this issue, right, properly, right? That they need to have, at least on the home front, not social media. On social media, they are barring everywhere, okay? People are coming up with all kind of theory and craziness. People are creating fake pages to help the narrative, which can hurt the case, by the way. And some people are pushing again back, and some people are, you know, but majority of everybody on social media right now are obviously in favor of justice for Mobad. I am, okay? People need to be held accountable. We cannot, because, after all, it's impact, just allow people to be moving mad on the street, and they can behave anyhow, and they can use jungle justice or certain types of practices to build churches, to build record labels, to build, because nobody is watching them. No, people need to be held accountable. Okay? This is a society of people, regardless of how long they were here for, but there's a need for some kind of structure. There's a need for accountability. People, imagine wherever you live right now, imagine if there's a war zone right outside of your door. You will not be able to watch this show right now. That's because somebody put some level of structure in place so that people just don't move mad, right? We can't have people talk anyhow on the internet too. We can't have people saying, gangster this, gangster that, like that. There's freedom of speech, but there should be consequences for moving mad with your mouth on the internet too. It is already, but there should be some more clear lines that people cannot cross, especially if there's evidence everywhere, or they try to hide evidence, or they're literally taking people's phones and stuff like that. So when we ask for freedom of speech, we need to be careful what we're asking for, because why would you want to wait until it comes to your front door, or something affects your child or your daughter, your son, right? There's a way to move, okay? But there's some examples that have happened over the last 24 hours since we covered this that also demonstrates that emotions are playing a part, and we need to be careful, okay? At the very minimum, you don't have to be careful. You need to be aware. As always, you need to be aware, okay? So that's what we're talking about today. There's some updates. I'm going to bring up some of those updates in a second. Nani says, because we already covered that. I'm just trying to get back to where. Okay, Chinye says, his destiny was cut short. I honestly don't believe this is how God destined him to be. Listen, I'm talking about particularly the reality of it, right? That's arguable, right? The reality of it is that his life was cut short, right? Now, another conversation entirely is as far as what was meant to be. For every religion, how many religions do you know? And for every individual following those religions, there's probably like that number of times interpretation for these issues. But that's just the reality sometimes. And I more so believe in the impact, which is the first thing I said when we covered the impact that your work leaves here goes further than your number of years. That's reality. Okay? People remember everything about your impact. They might even forget what your age was. How old exactly? Or if it's significantly younger, they'll remember that I was quite young. But specifically what? No. But specifically the impact you left on them, they remember. Sometimes, even to the effect that they play your song 50 years down the line, that person, this nostalgia that comes back just because they played a song. I'm just using songs as an example. But I'm talking about feelings now. Right, which is why music is such a big part of our lives, right, or entertainment in general, because the feelings that these things provoke, they go further than how many hours you're counting that you're getting paid at work. All right, so who knows? You're right, Chinye. They cut his life short and it's sad. Yeah, that's sad. He needs to relax with the Jesus of the youth. I beg. I know. Maybe insensitive even right now, right? My heart was so broken when I watched Iyabo Ojo's video. We're going to cover that today. We're going to cover some clips from that today. I understood what Cute Abila was saying, but it seems like Mobad's father has another motive. That guy, I can't put my finger yet on it. He's definitely afraid of something. He's very afraid of something. There's a good chance that he has dipped his hands in something far bigger than him, right? There's even an audio, hopefully we'll get to that audio, of him saying that they were just trying to show his son who the boss was or something like that. Something very, very off, you know. But let's get into some of the updates that we have today, okay? Let me see. Well, first of all, let me see here. Well, the good news is that they are canceling Marlian music everywhere, okay? They're canceling everywhere where there's any level of consciousness. People are canceling it everywhere, okay? Just imagine, just because people posted Mobad's RIP 5 days too late, people are angry with those celebrities. Like, hey, it's been 5 days, you know. What have you been doing? They said, please, we need you to post and follow us. After they posted, hey, it's too late. It's been 5 days. What have you been doing? So this story is that big that there's nothing you can do that is short-term in nature that can satisfy anybody unless we get time and then get into some level of justice. Okay. So since yesterday, we've seen Rema collect woto. We've seen Oxlade collect woto. Those was the one is even funny because I'm like, okay, some people are saying you're chasing cloud, but precisely you're acting like it, you know, but you're not covering your tracks, you know. Imagine somebody restricted his account and then they took a screenshot and say, oh, RIP. I said, but you restricted him. People are taking this personal because they can feel the pain. They can feel and there's been a few released and songs and stuff like that they've been posting since. That it's been quite interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. All right. Now, the most recent news that I saw earlier was the fact that Ruggedman was actually harassed by Naira Marley's boys allegedly in London. Naira Marley allegedly has been using some boys in London to harass people that come to town in London. Okay? Because remember, with his own mouth, okay? Hey, baby. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye. Right? With his own mouth, right? Has been using his mouth to snitch on himself. He's a part of his gang. He's been arrested 124 times in London. He said something to the effect of they need to give him more credit for all the effort that he puts into not being a serial killer. Can you imagine? So he's even asking for credit. Right? For all the effort he puts into not being a serial killer. Who knows when he said that? But for you to say that kind of thing on the internet with a video in front of you, there's a certain level of pride, a certain level of nonchalance, a certain level of criminal mindset that you have to say that kind of stuff to 7+ million monitoring spirits. This is what I mean by, listen, no, we can't afford that. Nigeria, I don't know if hip-hop is built like that in the Americas or anywhere. Nigeria is not built up like that. We can't afford any level of war zone. of anything that looks like people tyranny or anything like that. We already have the government that we're in the middle of checking. We can't have normal civilians acting like there's nothing to answer to. Children, like children. So we've seen Olamide also collect Woto Woto. Olamide also collected Woto Woto from his past artists. Some girl called YBNL Princess has been checking Olamide as well, claiming that Olamide cheated on his wife, blah blah blah. They basically, her contract expired. Olamide looked like he stopped spending money on her. But I have no doubt, like Nigeria or this too many places in Nigeria, not Nigeria, Africa in general, where jungle justice still prevails. Okay, and let me be straight up with you. An average person, most average people are benefiting from the level of deterioration of structure in society, particularly with respect to jungle justice, being able to maltreat your gateman or your driver, being able to slap a young girl who comes to the stage for deliverance. You remember that? Can anybody remember that? If you remember that, put that name in the chat. Slapping a young girl because you claim you are delivering her from witchcraft. They sent her. So we're talking about big personnel. Like, it's practiced at every layer. This is why some people that don't deserve a voice right now are saying everyone is a hypocrite. These are some of the reasons why they're saying everyone is a hypocrite. Okay, but let's focus, because it starts with one story at a time. One story, yes, particularly Seun Kuti, yes, we're looking for scapegoats. Not because the scapegoats are innocent, because the scapegoats actually committed something. That's real. Okay, that's real. That's something that we must pay attention to. Anyway, here's some of the things that happened today. Some young
we need justice. Justice.
Say no to Marlian music. We need justice for Mobad.
All right, so those were some of the events earlier on today. You can see that the youth are out there protesting. But for the most part, it's been peaceful protests, right? They need to continue. Let me see here. The police need to pull him for questioning. You're talking about the father, right? I think they took some statements from them today. You know, the statements, if the police do what they're supposed to do, should be just as good as questioning, right? I do not see a father mourning the loss of his son. Yeah, I see a confused father. I see a confused father who is also operating from a place of fear. He has no idea what is going on. But then I heard some of the entitlements yesterday from some of his rhetoric, right? So, how is any parent okay with someone teaching your child a little lesson? What? That audio, right? Like, oh yeah, Sam Larry, he actually said Sam Larry and Naramali were just trying to teach him a little lesson. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's crazy. They asked him in an interview what he tried to save his son when he knew his life was threatened. And what he said to me was like, sharp. What did he say? Maybe we'll get to that in a minute here. The internet, no, they forget. Nope. Sorry. The hard drug is smoking has fried his demonic brain. Who's smoking hard drug? The father? Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Naramali? I also doubted Mobad's dad in his real dad with what he was spewing. Yeah, I saw some rumors about that yesterday, but at this point it won't matter because there's pictures of him with his dad, and if he has that relationship with his dad, that's his dad as far as I'm concerned. There's some word on the street that it's not his real dad, but I don't know how true that is. It wouldn't matter. He has relationship with that father. Okay. As a matter of fact, maybe when we get a chance on the next show, we'll talk about Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin at the age of 53 just discovered his father. There's a video out there on his channel. Go watch it after the show. Such a fantastic video, documentary type of him discovering his father and all the fear that comes with that, and it's crazy. And the end of it is, the end of it, particularly, I can't imagine not having my father, right? I can imagine somebody coming to me and say, my father, the one that you guys saw here the other time, that was our guest. Somebody say, that's not your biological father. That person is in Oyo. You're in Oyo? Because that man is my father, no matter what. Okay? But there's some twists to that Kirk Franklin story with the mother. Oh my God. That video made me want to cry, but go watch it and then we can talk about it later, right? But the real dad is the person that the child has relationship with. That's the reality. Okay, that's the reality. All right, the real dad is not synonymous to biological dad. All right, so it seems like there's a lot that has been happening in the industry, but everybody should just face front and focus on justice. Exactly, Oluyomi. I said that on the first episode, right, of this Mobad stuff, right? The video I saw stated that his mom was with this man with Mobad's pregnancy and he accepted the child. Who knows? There's tons of that. That's precisely why I said what I said. Okay. We can hear their stories later. Exactly. I'll talk about Naramali smoking hard drugs. I do sense fear coming from his dad, as if he accepted from, yes, there have been some hush money stuff and a threat to his life, and he's just afraid, but I smell the entitlement too. There's some level of entitlement in that family as a whole, from some of the guys talking behind the scenes. Allegedly, some of those guys are his stepbrothers. Somebody that was shaming the wife for buying the guy a truck yesterday. Say, oh, I will buy a horse for my father, a better vehicle or something like that. But anyway, let's get back to some of this story that we're talking about today. Let's get some updates. Again, I want to play some of the Iyabo Joe's. Iyabo Joe was very, very angry. She was very, very angry. And I applaud her for that. Because that emotions that she was showing is a necessary part of the equation. I realized earlier on, some people try to shame her for being emotional or dragging other casualties into the situation. It is what it is. When you have a society where there's nepotism, where people don't care for rule of law, if you don't nip it in the bud at some point, yeah, anybody can collect. And sometimes getting through that process to where there's a certain good level of accountability, innocent people will collect too. So no, I will not water down the effect of her making all those noise in that video yesterday, and her and Tonto Dikeh in particular is needed. Okay, the leaders of the society need to figure that out and how to get through those emotions and give people justice. Okay, particularly for this case, some level of accountability. Okay, all right. So that's that. So whoever needs to get out there and cry and stuff, as long as they don't assault anybody physically, peaceful protest. Anybody can cry, call anybody's name into it. This is why I disagree with this guy yesterday. Bella Shmoda. No, nothing illegal. Don't encourage anybody to do anything illegal, because it will water the whole thing down to pieces. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let me see here. We're looking at Mobad story. Okay, so there's a video here that I want to play for you of a statement. They're not sure where that video is coming from. Again, either it's coming from the present or the past. You have a track record, obviously. This is from somewhere between the last few seconds into the last few years. You're running your mouth like this on the internet. Oh yeah, you deserve to be brought in for questioning. Okay, absolutely. Let me play this video for you. Okay, this is Sam Larry, the alleged political thug that was harassing Mobad for the longest period of time before his unfortunate passing. Let's hear what he said.
Let me try and do. Àbúrò ẹni tó lóun lẹ́gbọ́n ẹni ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ mi ni o. Ẹ má fi mi kọ́rọ̀ sọ o. Àyàn tó já parasi kan ó fẹ́ fẹ̀mí ara ẹ̀ ṣòfò ni o. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ mi ni ẹ má jẹ ẹ́ lọ́nà.
All right. If you can do a translation, do that translation in the chat. But let me try my best to see what he said. Okay. They're not sure if this is he's saying it right now. Or good to see you, brother Ben. I see you, bro. They're not sure if he's saying it right now. Okay. Please turn up on the likes. We're missing about 40 likes. Please hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. They're not sure if he's saying it now or if he's saying it. It doesn't matter when he said it. Okay. It doesn't matter when he said it. This is what he said. I'm going to translate. He said, you can't use me to trend. He said, you can't use me to trend. Okay, that's... He said, a person's younger sibling who says they are older is a conversation for another day. Okay, I tried now. He said, don't use me to start talking points.
Àyàn tó já parasi kan ó fẹ́ fẹ̀mí ara ẹ̀ ṣòfò ni o.
Àyàn, a roach. Tó já parasi kan. What's he con? He's going to waste his life, basically. But he's basically saying some proverbs that anybody who does anything is just going to waste their lives, basically. But he used a proverb referencing roaches. Okay. These are people that have no fear of rule of law. Okay. Do I need to say any more? Right? They don't have any fear. Okay. They have no fear of the people. Okay. Nigeria has about 200 million people, and they have no fear. Okay. They have no fear. And 200 million people is not your mates, only if they can get their shit together. Okay. That's a whole lot of people. That society can be set up in a way that this kind of people, they need to come up with better systems. They won't be able to do it like this anyhow, like just in front of you, just disrespectful to people anyhow in your face, right? Anyway, let's continue. There's a track record here. I'm not saying he committed a crime, but there's a track record here. There's enough here to bring somebody in for questioning. Okay. Let's see. Will a real dad betray his son even in death? Who knows? Remember, we just talked about conditional love. The entitlement from his father and stepbrothers are sickening. You don't even have money to buy a jalopy for anybody, so shut the F up. Yeah, that's the person that said they will buy a Maybach. I will be buying a Maybach for my father. What it sounds like to me is there's a lot of poverty conversations in those videos as well. So when people are not economically empowered, they will also yarn dust too, right? This is not an excuse. That's the reality. They need to take several seats. These people will not do anything if there's no noise. That's why Iyabo Ojo's screaming like that. Speaking of Iyabo Ojo's screaming like that, let me just go ahead and pull that. Let me just go ahead and pull some of that up, because I applaud her for that. Actually, those were some of the highlights. So the highlights that we want to talk about today is Iyabo Ojo and a girl called Tori Kichi, who is the Marlian music first lady. Can you imagine? What kind of life? Who allowed their daughter to go and sign up with Marlian music? Right? The only way that makes sense is because somebody was obsessed about chasing after money, not career. Obsession with career, yes, but ultimately, you know what? They're going to give me some kind of access, money, power, status, alignment, alliance, right? But there's clearly no sense of value left in that person. Not just them, society at large, we're suffering from this. There's very little value left. It's very flaky right now. This is why relationships are falling apart everywhere too. People are not grounded. People are having a hard time staying grounded. They think they have freedom, and the freedom is destroying them. I love freedom too, and by the way, you should love in a way that it feels free. Okay. But let me find Auntie Iyabo Ojo, because I think that video is let's see. Yeah, let's just play some of that clip and then we'll take it from there. But I really appreciate the fact that she cried out like that. At the end of it, she was also calling names. She called Funke Akindele. She called Eniola Badmus. I've seen Eniola Badmus posted. She's posted since then, celebrating his legacy, you know, and then also spreading the news with the hashtag RIP Mobad, justice for Mobad, right? So that's the only way, you know. Now, this is different from EndSARS, because EndSARS posed a threat to young people that were hanging out at a toll gate. Unfortunately, many of them lost their lives, right? In this case, there's peaceful protest, there's social media noise, there's online agitation. They care about social media, don't get it twisted. The noise is important, right? So it's going to be very useful. And think about the fact that everyone cares about something, right? There's the fear in their hearts right now. My wife was telling me earlier that they said that Naira Marley is somewhere in Amsterdam, that he's actually out of town. It doesn't matter. Okay, the fact that they don't feel free to move anyhow anymore, that's all it takes to get started with the movement. That's all it takes. Okay, the fact that they are actually afraid for their life. There's also another young lady in Kenya who had been tracking where he's allegedly staying. Sam Larry has been jumping from apartment to apartment trying to hide himself, and you know, you're gonna see they're afraid. Okay, they used to love moving anyhow. Send the boys, go and harass him. Oh, we heard he's performing at a concert anywhere in Lagos right now. It's in Korodu. They heard it's in Badagry somewhere. Oh, that's where it's at. They had ears everywhere, and basically they had people calling them. Okay, they had people calling them anytime they saw Mobad performing, and before they know it, they will show up, they will harass him, beat him up, and, you know, dismantle the whole thing. So now he doesn't know, he didn't have anybody to trust, because it's people around him that were making calls to them to notify them where he's at. They're dangerous. Okay, they're dangerous. Okay, so there's that mob mentality everywhere. So let's just go through this a little bit. There's this. I'm going to share this with you. This was a video of Ruggedman. He's old school rapper now. He's legendary rapper in Nigeria, right? That he was being harassed in the middle of a restaurant in London by allegedly by Naira Marley's boys. Okay, and this was an allegation by Soso Berekon, who is also an executive in the music industry. He was the guy who hired, he was the one who hired Mobad. See, I'm trying to remember his name. But he hired him for the last show that he did last Sunday. He hired him for the show in the Korodu. This guy in glasses. But let me play this for you. Did you see somebody lift a chair? That's somebody's son being harassed. I don't care how old it is. Right? Being harassed in public at a restaurant. They were throwing things around. I'm going to have to pause back and forth so that they don't flag our video. This guy released this video today. Yeah? It's crazy. Hello, Mrs. She said, good to see you. Good to see you.
Listen.
All right. So I'm not gonna play that beyond that, okay? So he is a criminal in London. He was a criminal in London. He came to Nigeria. Do you remember Naira Marley being arrested for doing Yahoo, and everybody was fighting for him? Everybody was speaking up for him. Anybody remember that? Let me come into the chat. Anybody remember him being arrested and everybody was speaking up for him? Do you all remember that? And they were like, he should be released. It's not a Yahoo boy. Stop harassing our boys. Everybody remember that? Is it me? I think I remember something like that, right? But Patrick, good to see you, sir. Where is Naira Marley coming from? He needs to be dealt. Daddy Shoki, Raskimono, Fajek never created any problems. The world is changing. They've adopted some of the worst part of the cultures around the world, and that's not going to fly in Nigeria. Nigeria is still a jungle place. Okay? The people will face you if you move mad. And that's what you're probably about to see if the police don't do anything about this. This new generation, you need to check yourselves, Mobad. I can't stand this wicked, heartless, demonic. All right. Basically, he's threatening people to leave him alone. Yeah. Nah, that threat is water. It's useless at this point. Even all the people that he has as backing, they will all leave him because they don't want to be picked up by. They probably are afraid for their life right now too, because the people are not your mates. Okay. At the end of the day, what they had before was the influence of the streets. So if the streets is turning against them, they have nothing left. That's why they have to keep the pressure up. Baba just shoot himself for food. Oh, all of these proverbs and implications, so they will use it against him now. You know, but they had the freedom, right? They had the freedom. The other thing you should look at is that Naira Marley himself is a child, right? How old is he? 30 something, but he's still a little boy in his head. These people never experience actually going through adversity and building something. So they think they can actually get, they probably thought they could get away with anything, right? With this police said today that no matter where they are in the world, they will be picked up if they are, if they trace anything to them, you know. So if the people keep it up, the pressure, they will have to answer to it. But just imagine the effrontery in displaying wickedness. Because they are political thugs to the elite, that is why they have no fear. That's a part of it. But even now, you have some of the politicians, the cabals, right? They're now saying, we don't know him. Elagushi already said, we don't know him. Sanwo-Olu said, we don't know this guy. Do everything. You have the freedom to do everything you need to do. You might say, oh, yeah, they're just saying that. And listen, optics is everything, okay? Optics is everything. What it looks like on the surface is everything. If somebody is quiet right now, they are quiet for a reason. If they are speaking up right now, that has an impact on the case. So don't just tell yourself all these things to get you to settle and say, oh, they will never do anything anyway. Don't do that to yourself. That's why they keep getting away with it, because people keep saying they will never do anything anyway. That video was so touching. I was so shedding tears. It sounded like Funke commented on her live in Angrians. Oh, okay, she did, right? That's good to see. That's good to know. Why is he hiding around like a rat? Wahala. Good to see you, Miss. She said, I thought they were infusing fear in other people. Yeah, but they have fear now. The noise, because media is everything. Even the greatest criminals in the history of mankind, one thing they had their hands around, that they choke, they always try to choke, is media, right? But once the media is against them, they don't know what's to come. It creates fear for them as well, because they are also human beings, okay? But you have to keep the agitation going. You have to keep the pressure up, right? Because people do get tired, especially Nigerians. If somebody released another soapy right now, Nigerians will start getting tired. Oh, Nigerians are terrible for that. Yeah. Nigerians think everything is a sport. They actually think their political process is a sport. They think it's Arsenal versus what's the other one? Manchester. This is how they see it. This is part of us that we love, but it's the part of us that's actually very bad. Like Nigerians, they smile, they laugh, smiling and suffering. However, that's the part that actually hurt us the most as well. So we need to find a way to find a balance, so we don't hurt ourselves with the best part about ourselves, right? So Like I said, if Nigerians see another soapy right now, they'll forget about this. And that's the part that we need to push against. The problem is Naira Marley and Sam Larry underestimated the power of social media. They have been doing it. The political process have been doing it until Tinubu almost lost this last process. Right? They didn't know they in their mind. That's what pride would make your brain numb to the reality of things, because you've been getting away with it for so long. They didn't think that Obi was going to get 100,000 votes, and that statement that Obi made with that last showdown, right? You best believe that it's going to affect the future. Now their head is coming there, like they can't underestimate social media, and social media is not your mate. It's getting bigger and bigger. This is why all the Yul Edochies that try to come online and control narrative, they fail all the time. They fail all the time. Every corner, as they are saying, oh, we don't want to give you internet. Elon Musk is saying you will have internet from the satellite, right? And somebody said there's another kid creating an app somewhere where people can plug into the internet using VPNs. Remember Twitter tried to shut down in Nigeria? Or they tried to shut down Twitter in Nigeria? How did that work out? How did that work? How long did it take? I didn't even keep up with it because these ones are deceiving themselves. They have no idea. They have zero understanding. Well, they do, but pride is not your mate. Pride is a bastard. It basically makes people's brain go numb. Even when they are the wisest in the world, we all have to be careful when it comes to pride. Because as a human being, you get more comfortable the more you get away with. The more you get away with, you get more comfortable. You're like, oh, I can always get away with it. Your brain starts to go in that direction, right? So, but I think some street boys are already saying that this guy has done too much already. All right, let's see. You remember? Thank you. Yup. Baba Criminal Record Label. I remember that, and I believe that he did that. Yes, I believe he was participating in Yahoo Boys too. Yep, I believe that too. Yep. Let me get back. I'll come back to the chat a little bit. Folks who are connecting with VPN. Yeah, the internet is the devil himself. Okay. It's not really the devil. It's a double-edged sword. But no one should try to stop the internet. You should learn how to navigate it. Okay, just like somebody trying to stop emotions, you should learn how to navigate it. You can't stop it. Okay. That's a stupid move. Literally a stupid move to try to stop the internet. Okay? Oh yeah, but Russia did it. You don't get it. You don't get it. Okay? If you just brought up Russia and China in this conversation, you don't get it. Okay? And if you don't get it, you know what time it is, right? You don't get it?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right. Let's continue. Let's see. All right, so let's listen to a statement from the police.
So at this moment, I wish to appeal that much as social media could be helpful, we should now refocus any pieces of evidence that could assist us. We should redirect to the investigation team instead of reducing it to the social media frenzy. It will not help at this moment. The grieving family needs succor. They need space.
Okay, you notice what you just said. That it says something very almost silent there. It says social media frenzy. Social media frenzy is a language to shame social media into submission. It's a lie. Could it work? Could it work? It cannot work. Okay, it's not social media frenzy. It's people. It's an ecosystem. It's fair. Listen, God forbid, something might happen 3 years from now and they'll be like, oh, it's not fair. Social media is not fair. You know, when people come to relationships and say that it's not fair, people need to learn how to play fair when they go to divorce. Is divorce your mate? There's no fairness. What you can do is look at what's going on as leaders and say, is your responsibility to separate the noise from the meat. Social media frenzy is a lie. There's no such thing. It's literally people's voice. Yes, you're right. It involves trolls as well. There are trolls there. Yeah, that's because people are not your mates. There are people looking to catch crews. It is your responsibility to separate the noise from the actual elements you're looking for so that you can actually provide the society you claim to lead with the structures they need. The job you signed up for is not social media frenzy.
They need sympathy to mourn. They need to respect their space.
He's talking about the parents.
The best I think we can do for them is to now work with the police, work with the family in order to assist us to get justice in this case. The team they've been charged to hit the ground running immediately, and as soon as this inauguration is complete. So at this moment, I wish to appeal and will encourage such a person or bring such a person within the dictates of the law to come and clarify their level of involvement. Whoever, wherever you are in this world, do not forget, we have a unique asset in Interpol. So I don't for now want to limit and start mentioning specific individuals. Everybody linked to it will be identified, and they will be brought to establish their level of liability. And we encourage such a...
There you have it. So the police has said something. Should we trust the police? It doesn't matter. Trust is not relevant. You keep the pressure on the police. That's how it works. That's how every developed society has done it. They didn't make trust relevant random willy-nilly. We can't trust the police, so let's just submit. No. That's not how it works. You keep the pressure up. Yes, there will be casualties. Yes, kilo to pushika. Somebody finish that proverb for me. I don't know how to finish it, but kilo to pushika. That's the reality. There will be casualties, right? But the idea for every move you make in this life is that you want to create a better society for your children, for the next generation. This was never supposed to be about you. It's supposed to be about leaving this place a better place than you met it. You don't get to blame the past for how you met it either. You show up here, you make it a better place. Pressure. Okay? Pressure. You need pressure. Not trust.
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Okay? If he wants, he can lie. Let him tell lies. Keep the pressure up. They all care at the end of the day. If you don't keep the pressure up, of course, naturally, they won't care because there's no consequences. Okay? But they don't want this noise. They don't want this nasty noise all over the internet about the nation. Tinubu does not want this noise.
Different from blue.
Let be poor. Breathe.
He doesn't want this noise. It doesn't look good. Tinubu is right now in New York City, right now, as we speak. He doesn't want this noise. They have to meet with the rest of the world. They're competing. But if you don't make enough noise, if you keep saying to yourself, there's we can't trust them anyway. If you keep saying that, you keep getting what you get. That's how it works. Thank you, T-Love. Kile topo shika onrere ati baje. Sadly, that's the reality, but that's not a good reason to stop. That is precisely a good reason to make sure we do everything we can do to create a better society for the next generation. Thank you, sir. I was trying. I converted to English so that the teenagers can understand what we're talking about. So they didn't say we leave them. Plenty things before the gods of the ground kills the evil people. Plenty things will be destroyed. And you will see an example of that in a second here. Okay, we'll touch on an example of that in a second here. All right, so I want to play this video for you. Hopefully the music on it is not. If the music on it is copyright, I will have to delete it from the stream later on. But let's just listen to it as we're live right now, okay? Watch this.
Transcribed, but when Mobad was not really dead, he wasn't really dead. The nurse that gave, according to Inner House here, the person that gave that guy that injection, it was an internal person. Do you understand? There's squeezed the daily life out of Mobad. Mobad had so many secrets. There are many things that have happened in Legushi. There are many things that have happened in Babbage. I've been there several times, bruv. You see when these people are doing shit, bruv, you can't say none. You can't say none. See, the place is like a devil's house. It's like a devil's house, bro. Bro, I know Sam Larry's kids, I know his wife, I know them with their house, I know them when they were staying in Baduri, when they were staying in Akinsuluderi in Aja, I know when they were staying in, I know them with their house, I have their passport, their children's passport, everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, yo, these people are terrible people. When that thing happened, they had to force Mobad's dad to say all those bullshit. Yo, when you see when Naramali is talking to Mobad's dad, you think that boy, Naramali's dad is a boy. Do you understand? Everything that happened was a setting. A lot is saying when you key anything socially. There was an information. There was an inner person in Nikuru. There was an information that was going down there. Do you understand? For the fact that y'all gotta listen over here in the UK and then over here like yo, big gang like wait, like yo, you don't play rat on people that like that. Regardless that he knows so many, he ain't supposed to kill him. When y'all kill him, finish, you all bend his throat, strengthen his dad. That his dad had to bury him. It was that same day they were supposed to bury him, but it was because of some kind of little leaks. Then that way they buried him the next day. It was that same day because they don't want nobody to know about it. That guy, Mobad, was not really dead fully.
Yes, yeah.
And he don't feel. And my Yoruba is not really pure, yeah. And don't feel Gungba or whatever they said they used for him.
Hit that like button, I beg.
From nowhere, brother,
I'm missing 20 likes. Hit that like button.
Why is them Kubana not talking about it? The person that brought him to the show, the general because themselves. Why they not talking about the show? Why they acting like nothing is popping? You see when the dad was talking that day, you said the fear in the dad's face. Mobad neck was fused and bent in a casket. A boy of 27 years old. 27 years old, bro. That thing, if I tell you, if they give you that thing to drink, bro, if they give you that thing to drink, you can't stay in their room. You will start to see things like evil spirits.
Jesus.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Bro, that day I slept at the security gate. I was there for just like 3 days. When C Black came to pick me the next day at the gate, he took me back to Naimali, blah 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 blah. I told her, yo, I see. I can. If you add this chat, I will show you conversations of me and someone that texted me today that, this guy, you told me about this thing that happened that time, but I didn't believe you. I told my friend that, see, I was in Naramani's house and they almost drove me because they felt like I knew some things about the house and I didn't know. I was just there for like 1 week. Do you understand? These people are like evildoers, bro. That's what I got to tell you. Like, they are evildoers, bro. Bro, there are many things that goes down in that place, in that street alone. Do you know how many people's parents they've paid off that they died the case? Do you know how many girls know things down there? Do you know how many girls are in the house? If you see like 100 girls in Naramali's house, bro, and few boys, dirty boys. See some sleeping on the couch, some sleeping on this thing. Some as they wake up, they give them the drug bag. This, as in, some of them don't run mad, bro. No cap, say less. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, see, my dad has helped. My dad is a GPR of Terror Squad in Benin City. Then he has helped Naramani in 2021. Be Naramani that they not born him well. They not born him well. I posted everything of his stuff on my Instagram, my WhatsApp. Like, bro, I'm a pop star, bro. I'm one of the biggest stars out of Cyprus going to the UK, bro. I ain't give a fuck, bro. Cause see, bro, I'm a Benin boy. These niggas. If I tell you what really happened one time, like that when Mobad was having that, all those videos you guys see, those ones are like, they're like little videos. If you see when Sam Nari beats Mobad, bro, pushed his wife, bro. As I'm talking to you, like, bro, like, you know the hatred, like every time, like all these things, we can't say them because apparently we felt like okay, we were locked in that zone. But bro, that guy, God saved Bella. Bella would have been shot when he was in the UK. Bro, see, all these things, I know everything. I know, see, the things I know deep down in their house, bro. If I start to tell you, this video will not, this call will not end. But let's just say less. Do you know what happened to Lil Smart? Do you know Lil Smart had to pay 500,000 when he came from Abuja, his house in Aja. What really transpired, I didn't really know what transpired, but when Mobad was not really dead.
Anyway, that's that. So that audio, it's not verified, but it's worth examining, right? Those are some of the videos that they need to examine, and they need to get, these are real reasons why they need to, and forget that. There's more than enough on the people on the streets, okay? Like you said, more people on the street that have seen things. If enough people on the street are saying they've seen things, you need to be removed from society. And that's fair. You don't get to say, well, it's all a lie. They just want to fight against me. They're just as my enemy, bro. Why is everybody against you? You're not a fit for this society. That's why they put people in jail sometimes. I didn't do anything. These people just... Listen. This type of audio is floating around. Is it just you? Is it just you? Marlian music. They absolutely just come and answer the questions. Just come and answer the questions. It's very, very simple. Anyway, what we're being told is that Naira Marley has lost about 200,000 followers, I guess. Let me check. Actually, I think it was at 7.3 million at one point. So they said people are like Iyabo and them are asking people to unfollow them and stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, we don't want to see this again. I don't want to play any video that can traumatize you guys. Naira Marley. Let's see. Well, Naira Marley lost 300,000 followers. Okay. He lost 300,000 followers. He's changed his picture. Let me show you this. He's changed his picture to Mobad's picture. So I don't know if you guys are buying into it. Do you buy into it, or is BS? Is it bullshit? Is it? Do you believe him? Do you care that he changed his picture to Naira Marley? No, it's not Naira Marley. No, Mobad. Do you care?
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Anyway, yeah. I think Naira Marley will collect. Okay, and provided Nigerians keep the pressure up, somehow, some way, he definitely represents. You see the young girl that you're looking at on the screen? That's the Marlian music princess. First lady. Okay, that's the Marlian music first lady. But before I go into her, let me just play Auntie Iyabo for a second here. Okay, Auntie Iyabo has some things to share. Auntie Iyabo was very angry. Let's get into it.
Normally, we heard your story way back. You know, London. We gave you a benefit of that. We believe that, he had this, bad boy lifestyle, but I mean, he's reformed, he's changed, he's brought the music, he's brought the fight, and a lot of young people, even I have sent voice to you. You disappointed us. Wallahi. And that's why I'm not saying, but you had a hand in everything that caused that boy pain, agony, trauma. You had a hand in it. And if you say you don't, you gotta come out and defend them.
That's it. Just come for questions.
That's all. You sabotaged that boy. You frustrated him.
Now let me paint a picture for you before I let Auntie Iyabo continue. Do you know that when you become a big boy in a certain street or neighborhood, all you have to do is say you hate one person and that person can be destroyed? Are you aware of that? So even by law, legally, he might not be accountable, but it's still accountable. But there's still a way that the people can make them pay, right? Because if it's the people that help you get to where you are, if they decide that they don't want you anymore, it's done for you. You might not end up going to jail, but it's done for you. Because your credibility is shot, destroyed. That's what she's saying. Still come for questioning. Maybe there's some kind of redemption. Maybe you didn't know it was going to go that bad. I think you did. But Maybe you thought, oh, a little torture. Maybe you've been torturing people for a long time. And now, after torturing them for a while, you just, they will just start respecting you. Teach him some lessons. What did the father say? Father said they were just trying to teach him some lesson. Can you imagine? What does that mean? Does that mean physical assault? Why? Because a business deal went bad? Is that a good enough reason in its developed, or at least a developing society? Can you imagine the mindset of that father? That's the father who raised him. Can you imagine his mindset? Do you think he probably thought, maybe they are right? Do you think he was confused? I'm talking about Mobad, and went back and forth. Okay, let me go back. Some people said they saw video of him after he said he didn't want anymore. He was partying with them. Because people will have back and forth. Like, this is not right. But okay, maybe me too, mine is too much. Maybe make a rest small. All right? Can you picture all of that? At the end of the day, wherever the leader of that camp is, they need to be held accountable. Why? Because they have influence. Okay? Yeah, but people get to make their own choice. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how life works. People make decisions off of influence. So the most influential people, if you want to develop society, we have to be held accountable. Not thrown in jail or anything. I'm just saying, held accountable. They need to watch their mouth and how they choose to influence people. Let's continue with Auntie Iyabo.
You dealt with him spiritually, mentally, physically. Come back and arrest me that I said it, and let's go to court. Do you understand? And you asked a question. I have asked you a question. You called him your brother. Come out and defend how he's your brother. Now, Amani, we heard your story. Way back. You know,
all right, so Auntie Iyabo has more to say. I'll find that clip in a second. Yeah, she has more to say. But I want her to keep the pressure up like that. Hopefully she can keep it up, because people have their own life to continue. So hopefully they feel like it's worth it enough to continue to keep it up. Chinye said, I beg you, complete BS and don't care. You don't care, right? So he needs to change this picture back to his own self. Maybe he should change it to the Marlian music first lady. Because we're going to get to that in a second. This is the young lady on the screen. OJA says, Man of Prestige, this case is not going to be business as usual. Imole will get justice. Amen. Amen. The young man just wanted peace and not live in fear. That's what everybody asked for. It's literally the only thing that anybody values is peace of mind. That's it. Yeah. So the next part in this story, Auntie Iyabo, don't vex. You're right. She don't vex. So some of these guys, shout out to Instablog Nigeria for posting all of this. Do you guys know who Oxlade is, right? Well, I know Oxlade, right? Oxlade decided that he wanted to post a screenshot to represent his brother. These guys. Some of these guys, they just fall into money by mistake. When they get this level of attention, they don't know what to do with themselves, right? So he decided to take a screenshot. He said, your voice is a picture, I guess. He put a screenshot of his DM. Oxlade himself has 1.8 million monitoring spirits, it looks like. He said, your voice is extraordinary. Love from this side. Hashtag justice for Mobad. And then at the very top of the screenshot, it says restricted account.
Not be juju be that. Oh my days.
What did you say? Screenshots down in the bottom. That screenshot no make completely bad idea. So correct me if I'm wrong. The way this works is that if you restrict, if person have been messaging you or they're bothering you in the past, which listen, let's be fair to him. If you have made it, especially if you have a sex tape out there that everybody is like Where's Brother Ben? Brother Ben said the guy who was sleeping with Moyo the other day disappointed everybody, but everybody was like rooting for Oxlade. They're like, it's the best video ever. You know, we didn't cover it here because that's just weird, right? And this guy, you know, so he probably felt like, you know, I'm a bigger guy, all this upcoming artists bothering me. Or maybe the worst case scenario that we're all suspecting right now, maybe they've blacklisted him and nobody should be dealing with him anyway, right? Like, you know, remember what Naira Marley said, the allegations he made that Mobad was crazy, he was high, that's why he's talking all kind of gibberish. Okay, this is one of my boys, King Epsiba. He said the fear of Nigerians have made him block his comments. Oh, come on, explain yourself. Restricted. Come on now. You know, gra. They must hear you too. Look at what you are posting before you post. Listen, all of us can make such a mistake, I guess. Listen, restricting people, maybe they're bothering you, your DM, whatever reason, you didn't see it. Maybe you didn't really see it. But Nigerians are not having it. The best case scenario is that he really didn't see it. Maybe he had restricted this account a long time ago. Remember, we're looking at overnight success, Mobad, right? He must have been an upcoming at one point, right? Maybe was reaching out to some of his idols. So not a big deal. He probably just didn't know him, right? That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that this young man was blacklisted. Which one do you think it is? I'm coming to the chat. Which one do you think it is? Explain. You go explain tired. Chai. Which one do you think it is?
You go explain because no evidence.
No evidence by you. No evidence. Oh Lord. Yeah, at least he should have or restricted it. Well, that's bad. It's too late. Well, he's been dragged by Nigerians since yesterday, so he will just have to swallow that and deal with it. Come on, man. Rema also got dragged, but before we go to Rema, let's look at Keeche Solo. Keeche Solo is a guy who has been advocating heavily for justice for Mobad. Hashtag justice for Mobad. So let me play that video and let's get to it.
Naira Marley cannot tell me he's not involved. He has the hand in his.
He said Naira Marley cannot tell me he's not involved. That's full chest. That's somebody who knows what he's talking about. He knows. He's trying to say something that the police need to assess. Let's continue. Who is Keeche Solo? Keeche Solo was once upon a time, maybe he still is, I'm not sure, a music executive in Nigeria as well. He helped a lot of people. He collaborated with a lot of people. I think he might have been a rapper himself too. Actually, let me make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Speaking of knowing what you're talking about, right? Keeche Solo. Damn. Keeche Solo is an old man. Oh my God. All right. Keeche Solo was born in 1968. No. This is a different person though. This is a different person. Is it the same person? No. This is another Keeche Solo. This is another Keeche Solo entirely. There's a Keeche Solo apparently in America. Also, but why would you use another person's name in America? These people, I can't find his identity anywhere. That's because he decided to use a person's name in Yankee. But anyway, Keeche Solo was either a producer, a music executive, a production company, help other people and stuff like that. But he's taking this case on his head, just like the other producer guy. What's his name? Who I'm looking at him sideways somehow. Sam Clef. No, I don't trust Sam Clef. Sam Clef is still about the fact that he took away the credits from Wizkid's first album. Sounds like that's more of his concerns. But let's continue with this.
Somebody can be under your label and is being bullied every day. And you never came out to say anything. And you say you don't know about it, you're putting up statements. Anybody can put up a statement. Naira Marley has an involvement in it.
Ouch.
You can't tell me no. If I were Naira Marley, you should turn up himself. Come up to come into this country. Now, Mike cannot tell me he's not involved. He has a hand in his. Somebody can be under your label and he's being bullied.
Bottom line, this is on Robbie Minds on Channels TV. Bottom line is that he's like, no, you're involved. Okay, that's what he's saying. He said, you're involved. Involved does not mean you did it. It means you knew something was going down. Okay, you knew he was being bullied, but you did nothing about it. Why didn't you do anything about it? Best case scenario is that, oh, you were dealing with all these other label artists. You was going to get right back to it, but you never got to it. Worst case scenario is that these people were doing the work you sent them to do, right? Another worst case scenario is that they were doing the work that you want them to do. You want them to harass him to come back to the... Now, these are people who have a problem dealing with rejection. If a person does not want to do business with you, rest, let it go. You don't have to, like, okay, no, I'm not asking you to, that's bad business practice, you're right. Sue them to court because they signed the paperwork, right? Sue them to court. You go, you file a petition against them, I sign the paperwork, I give this person advance. They were supposed to deliver so amount, so numbers of album, but they just decided they don't want to, and they are busy around performing with the name that we're in partnership with. You take them to court. But let me guess. Naramadi is like, fuck that shit. We're going to deal with him. We are going to deal with him, allegedly. Right? If Naamali even has any idea of what level of influence of he had at all he had to say is like, I deal with off records. That doesn't mean you're getting away with it, by the way. This one, he's not going to get away with it if he's involved. Okay, he's not going to get away with it. It's just, there's too much going on. He's going to have to answer to this one. Anyway, so that was K Solo. It's a producer. That was K Solo. So basically, let me see. Rema, one of our biggest artists out of Afrobeats right now. Very proud of him. He just got a VMA Awards the other day, right here in Newark, New Jersey. Right? And along with Selena. What's her name? Selena? No, not Selena. Something else. Some younger artist, American artist. So that's a big deal. Like collabo, Afrobeat, they won awards, right? But he came out. He said, "No one deserves to go like this." Okay, Rema said that. Okay, remember that song? Rema is sing that song. No, Selena Gomez. Thank you. No one deserves to go like this. I'm hurt. I never saw your DM. You wrote Peace of Mind was your favorite song. Now it's too late to write you back. God's angel be with you. Rest well, King. Now Rema is part of Maven Records by way of either Sony or Empire Records or Big Rock Nation. He's a big guy right now. Okay, it's huge. Rema's song is everywhere on radios here in the East Coast, everywhere. Okay, so it's very, very important to note that Mobad was more or less a little past upcoming artists, but not levels of Rema, right? And also they're not in the same camp. So there's a lot going on. A lot of people assume that they're supposed to know each other, you know, not necessarily, okay? Not necessarily. But anyway, Nigerians are not having it, okay? Nigerians are not having it. What did somebody say here? Somebody said, can never be Davido. All these artists should try to emulate that guy. Rise by lifting others. That's a good point. But still, I want to give him a little bit of cut him some slacks a little bit. Mo truly was peaceful. Anything peace. Find him there. All he truly wanted, peace of mind. That's even hurt to even read that. Okay. But anyway, some Didi Ekanem. That name looks like name of people of Akwa Ibom. Am I correct? Yeah, I think so. Because I had some friends called Ekanem. No be only I never saw your DM, but you saw Selena's DM. You try. You try is sarcastic. Okay, that means they don't believe, right? But they're trying to drag Rema into this as well. But he gave RIP. He's an industry colleague. That it doesn't necessarily mean they know each other, you know. But Rema too, Seth. Rema too collect.
Sorry, yo.
Anyway, let me come to the just like he bothered others before he rose to the top. Everybody bothered others before they rose to the top. That's true. He didn't answer Mobad. Now you're talking about Oxlade, right? But he was confident to show us the DM. The screenshots are terrible. They're terrible. Just today. Okay, I had a little bit of a conflict in one of my deals, and I had to have a conversation. I had to have a conversation, right, with some of my partners, and I have like, listen, you know, you want screenshots? It's not necessary. Let's just make the client happy. Screenshots are the worst. If you have to show screenshots, it's too bad already. You're probably going to make things worse. I got receipts. Hey, I'm going to show receipts or receipts. If you have to prove yourself like that, they don't want to do business with you anymore. You're wasting all of your energy on bullshit. Yeah, but Allah, sometimes you just need to. Some people are just like, listen, for the most part, not absolute. When you feel the need to show receipts, you're wasting your energy. You don't value yourself. You don't think that you have options in this marketplace. That's why you're doing that. So it's part of our culture now. Everybody just takes screenshots. Check it. Oh, did you see this? Check it. Relax, okay? We all take screenshots. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you're using it to do shalaye, it's too late.
We go explain. Because no evidence.
It's too late. You're probably wasting your energy. Instead, redirect your energy where it's probably like, get out there, explore some more options. Yes, even when it comes to romantic relationships, you should value yourself. That's the source of your joy. Okay. For Rema, it's very easy for him not to have seen the message. There's so many messages that come to his demons, as you can imagine. Yep. At least he didn't say restricted. Nigerians don't understand the negative effect of bullying. Yes, they don't. Nigerians still don't understand. Nigerians and a lot of lame people in America, by the way, they water down mental health, emotional intelligence. A lot of lame people in America too, just so you know. Okay. He sent them to work, so why would he care? Like now by force, we can't have a mind of our own. Yeah, it's the mindset they want to teach him a lesson. The same thing Father said, the jungle justice mindset. Like you can just correct adults, like teach them like children. Forget that they have their own autonomy and their own agency to make decisions. And forgetting that it's actually you actually enjoy them engaging you when they decide that they want to engage you, as opposed to forcing them to do it. It's the same lame behavior across the board. It's the same thing. Okay? Like you live in a freaking jungle. Like a thug, exactly. It's stupid. And if you have to wait till they lock you up before you realize that the world is moving in a certain direction, you deserve everything that comes to you in terms of the law. And I mean negative. But this is why I made it a priority for my children to fight against bullying. Thank God I did that. Listen, if it smells like somebody's about to touch you, you be the first. You be the first. Defend yourself. Absolutely. Everybody just collect. In this issue, everybody will collect. You know, remember we're still coming to this auntie here. This auntie who is Marlian music first lady. All kinds of ages were there in large numbers, from early 20s to late 50s. So many people that paid couldn't make it into the venue. I was shocked at the amount of Marlians that came out. Which one are we talking about? Did we miss something? Okay, I missed this one. I'm not going to lie, but my boyfriend took me to Naira Marley concert 2 years ago that was poorly organized. It was his first time performing in US. Oh, really? Listen, didn't I tell you yesterday? I knew you were Marlian now. Stop the cap. I knew you. Didn't I tell you yesterday? At least ex-Marlian.
Stop the cap.
Marlian did not rise to the top by himself. A lot of people supported him. He just didn't know what to do. Okay, he didn't know what to do with this level of attention, and he's going to collect precisely. Yep. While people stuck outside, we're still trying to come in. Listen, you know, I wasn't a Malian, but I envied the Malians. I was like, what's wrong with this one? What's wrong with this one? You know? But they need to listen to Chief Ebenezer. As far as the Indomie generation is concerned, Chief Ebenezer Obey is lame. It's too slow. What did Chief Ebenezer Obey say? Suru laughing shoko. Be like, no. You need to keep your foot on the floor and tell her who you are. A masculine man. I'm worried. Somebody said, why was his intestine removed? Buried alive. Just awful. What are you saying? Is there news out there? Is he exhumed yet? I know the police instructed people to go and exhume his body, but let me see if I can catch up a little bit here. Okay. But what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So a lot of people are getting involved. A lot of people are getting involved now. So let's talk about this young lady. I'm actually gonna go straight to her page. Let me go straight to her page just to make sense. Her name is Tori Kichi, something like that, and she's apparently there's a. Let me first of all go to Auntie Iyabo's page. Auntie Iyabo's page, right? I don't know why I'm saying Auntie Iyabo, but oh well, you get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. Iyabo Joe or Tonto, any one of the two. They were posting this clip yesterday. I'll give you a little backstory. So remember, I was talking about Kile Tokboshika, right? And that's what this young lady is trying to claim. I will still push back small. Let me see if Auntie Iyabo took it out. I know she was posting a story. Somebody was posting it. Maybe Tonto was posting it. Let me see. Okay, they probably took it out. Let me see. Let's see. Let me play this before we get into that. This is Auntie Iyabo's page.
If I ever picture you, say, come in.
This video is a skit. They were recording a skit. That's Auntie Iyabo's back of her head. She's the one dressed in green. Let me make it bigger so you can see. And she just realized that they were actually on a set together, right? So to us, it seems like it's a small industry, but they are always busy on different sets, so they don't necessarily know each other. She was actually on the set with him, and she just realized, and she said, can you just imagine this? I totally have forgotten that I once acted with him. Oh, in a movie, Ghost and Tattoo, something like that. Yeah. So now, a lot of people will wish that is still here. Or remember, yesterday I suddenly remembered that I saw the video of him being harassed that was dragged around back in February 2022, right? I didn't follow Marlian music, so I couldn't relate much. But anyway, I think the best thing I can do is go to Tonto. I think Tonto will probably still have it up. What's wrong with this mad one? So this girl, somebody created a page called the official Tori Kichi. That's the girl you're looking at on the screen, the young girl at the bottom. Yeah, right. And let me see. Tonto Dikeh. So Tonto has been on this matter as well. She's actually been on Naira Marley's matter since they made him ambassador. Since NDLEA made him ambassador, and she had been posting since then. So they might have deleted that post. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let me go and find it. It's actually on her page as well, on Tori Kichi's page. There you go. All right, so let's go to Tori. This is Tori Kichi right here. What does it say? It says Marlian First Lady. Marlian First Lady. Right, and she posted this video. So apparently she had been posting some that there's another page that was created called Official Tori Kichi, and that page was claiming that the Marlians have taken this page, which is our official page, that she had left the label and that they planned to actually get Mobad, and that she's sorry and all of this, and then she's sorry. So people were started to post that post everywhere, right? They were posting that post everywhere. This post, official Tori Kichi, was posted. You can see that this page does have 539 followers, and then she was basically saying like, okay, let me see if I can find that. No, don't worry about it. Let me just tell you, right? And so Auntie Iyabo, Auntie Tonto, they see this post and they started pushing the post around that, and then the person that was controlling this page, which now I guess is her, but at that point they thought it was Marlian Music controlling the page. That person says, this is a fake page, please report this page. And that was this page. So this page it looks like it's gone down since then. Okay, so that was probably the fake page. That's why it's probably gone down. Who knows? Who knows at this one? We don't know is the point, okay? And I don't think we care, because again, there's going to be a lot of noise when you're seeking justice, but you have to face forward, face front, okay? Oh, you collect, sorry, ma binu, face front. So this auntie came and recorded this video. Watch it.
Good morning, everyone. Please, my name is Tori Kichi, Marlian First Lady, and this is my...
The way she said Marlian First Lady with that braces in her mouth. And I don't like violence against anybody. How much more women? The way she proudly said, I'm Marlian First Lady. Wow. Wow. Is she that disconnected?
Are you mad?
Is she that disconnected? She is. Oh, is she just a ride or die? She's loyal to the Marlian music. Is that what's going on here? I understand that she was collecting woto, and people were saying, and she's saying it's fake news that she was, because one of the things they were saying is that somebody had been sexually assaulting her in the camp, and they tried to make her sleep with some babalowo so that they can ride the private jets. There's all kind of rumors, right? But our own concern is to come out and say, full chest, I am proudly. You can hear it already. Let's continue.
A real face. This is my only official page on Instagram, please. Today's date is 18th September 2023. 18th September 2023. Please, this is my only account. I posted a fake account yesterday, a fake page, official.Tori Kichi. They're spreading lies, which is very detrimental to me and this case and finding justice for Mobad. Please, Iyabo Ojo, you don't even know me, but you have a daughter, ma, and what you're doing is...
That's manipulation. Iyabo Ojo was on a mission. Why are you bringing our daughter into it? Well, let's continue.
If someone does that to your daughter, even with like...
What did they do to your daughter? You're part of Marlian Music. You're part of Marlian Music.
What type of plane is this? This is playing. Why
No wonder she signed with Marlian Music. No, one more time. This girl must collect.
Sorry.
Did she disconnect with Mali Records? No. She's saying that was a fake page that said that. That's what she's saying right now. Now, let's look at this squarely. We're looking at the screen of a computer or your phone. We don't know, there might be a gun to her head while she's recording this video, right? Is that possible? Is that not possible? That's possible. That's best case scenario. Well, not exactly best, but in terms of this context, right? Let me just calm down. These are all the different possibilities. But let's continue.
Spreading false news, it's very detrimental, especially in this situation right now. And you don't even know me.
Okay, so this page says, please block and report this page. This is still hyperlinked. Let me see if the page is still live. Okay, the page is now gone. You can see that page is now gone, right? But let's get back to this.
Please, God, please, Fear God, Iyabo, fear God, please. Today is 8.
Does she fear God? I mean, it's because there's a gun to her head. Right? I'm trying to read her face. She seemed a little nervous. Right? This should be part of the exhibits. They should identify where is she? Where is she recording this from? Because that other fake account, allegedly the fake account now, was also saying that that person ran away to the north. They followed her to bring her back to Lagos. That just seemed a little bit like they followed her to bring her back to Lagos.
18th of September 2023. I'm still strongly and proudly in Marlian music.
She said, I'm still strongly and proudly Marlian music. Did she need to add that part to it unless there's a gun to her head?
Sorry.
Did she need to add that part to it? For someone who claims that they want justice for Mobad. Huh.
Chai, there is God.
Wow.
Please don't take any false information. I have not suffered. I've not done all those things. I haven't even been to Italy or whatever they said. So please, this is my...
She does sound like she's coming from either UK. I'm confused. Is that UK accent or American? Something is in there. That's definitely not a Lagos Island accent. That's not Ikorodu accent there.
On your official page, thank you.
All right, so listen. Anything is possible. We can't, we just have to be guarded. But it's going to be a lot of noise. We don't know what is correct. We don't know what's going on. We don't know, right? But if that was real, if that was really hard, thinking that that's the best move to make, that's just sad. Right now in this news, the best thing is to shut up, even if you want to be loyal. I understand if you feel the need to be loyal, because obviously business was going on, you're signed to this people, there's a lot going on. The best thing is to shut the hell up. Shut up! No one cares. No one cares. Let me come to the chat small. Sorry about that. Let me come to the chats before we continue. We'll round up at 3 hours today, by the way. We'll round up. We're doing it. Okay. Oh my God. Abby. Let me see. Let me just go to my... That's crazy. I'm just gonna have to say alleged. I'm looking at my timelines. I think they do remove body parts only when they want to embalm people, not if they're burying them right away. But I don't know. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. But I think they do. But let me see what you're saying. Let me come back to the chat really quickly. Catch up, please. The father confessed to his intestines evacuated before he was buried. I think they have to do that. Anybody knows? I'm not sure. No. I'm not sure. I'm not educated on that. Let me just leave it at that. We will catch up tomorrow if we have to catch up, okay? But let's just call that alleged. But I think they do remove certain parts of human body before they bury them. That's why I have issues with Mobad. Mom, your son is depressed and got killed and you are there talking rubbish. The mom said, I'm not going to talk, but then she kept talking. Listen. It is the normal process to take organs. Oh, D-Love knows that. Okay, thank you. And they stuff the body, yes. But I wasn't sure if it's when they do it immediately or if they have to embalm them, Yeah. Anyone in the Marlian camp, be it rat or cockroach, can collect, especially if you're in that camp, especially if you're coming up with a full chest. But the only thing I wanted to leave some room, just in case she's been held hostage, who knows? But that's the reason why the police need to be immediately raiding wherever they are, and also because this is so dangerous, and also exhuming that body, because that body, if they don't exhume that body right away, it can disappear. Just saying, if they have that much stuff to hide. God help us. 1 second ago she stated, But she's saying she's no longer part of Marlian music. Well, she just told you in that video. We just don't know if she's under duress or not, right? She says she's a crook. Which daughter? Everyone needs love. Yeah, like why are you talking about someone's daughter? Such manipulation. And then bringing God into it. Is Mobad not someone's son? Can you imagine? These people.
He shocked you.
I was shocked. That was how we created that so-called fake page and said those things. You think? Maybe she was trying to escape. Was she trying to run and she changed her mind? You never know with these things, right? I think she's been threatened and she's retracting her statements. I beg. Eesh. You never know with these things. They always bring God. Yep. No, young lady, you need to fear God. No, young lady, you need to fear God. She did seem quite nervous in that video, but all these events can make people nervous, which is why you don't talk when you're nervous, because all of that can be used against you. You can actually be an accomplice. She's just stated that she's created that fake account and wrote those things. No, she said she posted a screenshot of it to let people know to go and close it. That's what she was saying. She's being coerced. Never know. That's what I believe. Dilo say, I agree. This woman seems like she was forced to do it. Why are you affirming so much? What are you trying to prove? There's a lot of...
Explain. Because no evidence.
I hope Iyabo Joe rip her to shreds for this nonsensical statement. No, I think she took down the post. I would too, you know. The point is being made, so there's no need to drag, especially if you don't know for real, right? Especially as a responsible, influential person. She needs to be careful as well, right? Coming to say she's Marlian first lady. Yeah, that part, that was quite weird, right? That was quite weird. But Patrick says no certain parts should be removed. It is called embalming. But he was buried immediately. Yeah, we don't know. We'll get more on that. We'll get some catch up more on that later on. We'll trust me. We're here. We're not in a rush. Well, if I tried to check my timelines really quickly, but I didn't see anything with regards to that. Temi D-Ray Top School. Hello. She said this either situation is just crazy. The either dead should not have happened if people and the Nigerian government stepped up when all the things were going on. Just it's all sad. It's so sad. Anyway, that was the Marlian music first lady being absolutely insensitive. If she meant to do what she just did, that's just crazy. That is crazy. Okay, I do have the post. This was the original post that she's now claiming that is all a lie. We don't know. It says, those of you going to my other account to comment on my post. This was the original post that she's disclaiming. Please, I'm no longer in the Marlian's label. I left it immediately. I heard about their plan to execute Imole on Sunday during this concert. I left it immediately. That does sound weird too. That sounds like somebody trying to do shalaye. But let's keep going. My other Instagram account was collected from me from Marlian's label because I didn't want to be with them anymore. If the picture that this person is painting is actually true, do you think they would just let her go that easily? They would just take the page and it would just easy. Right? Would they just like, okay, yeah, just give us your page, you can go. So somebody was trying to catch cruise here. That looks like it as well. But we don't know. Because I didn't want to be with them anymore. They want to destroy the small career I managed to build. Why are you talking about your small career? Somebody just lost their life. If you truly care, why are we talking about your... That sounds like you let Doche for a second there. Why are people like this now?
You they use your function to play.
I've not uploaded there since the 5th of this month. They won't give me my account back and it's making me sad and angry. You are sad and angry because of your page. Okay, let's keep reading. Yes, Splash is mad. That's the other kid that they said might be running crazy too. There's another page claiming one other kid is running crazy. Like I said, there will be other people catching crews with this story. That's called noise. That's called noise. Keep the pressure up. There must be justice for this young man.
Everything I do, pressure to what?
It's their responsibility to separate the noise from the elements they're looking for, from the evidence they're looking for. Is their responsibility. It's called public safety. They're paid to do that. They're responsible for that. Keep the pressure up. Some people have been lying now. We don't even know what's true. We don't care. We don't care what is true. And they shouldn't care either. That's their job, to separate the noise. Some people are catching crews,
These nuts.
Tell them, what do you expect? It's a media space. What do you expect? What kind of stupid expectation is that? Of course, people will catch crews. And yes, some people will collect in the process, okay? I can't say everything now. I'm still trying to calm myself down, okay? A lot of people in my DM saying bullshit about me. I realized my mistake. That's why I left that devilish label. You over explain. I can't say everything now. I'm still trying to calm myself down. Imola's death has been on my mind since and is draining all my energy. I miss my brother. Please, guys, I'm innocent. I don't have anything to do with Imola's death. I only knew about the plan and I tried to help him, but they kept on threatening me, saying they'll kill the family. I don't keep quiet. I tried everything in my power. Leave that. Yeah, this doesn't look real either. Splash was the one who trained me very well. When I heard about the fact that Splash was mad, I tried to leave. To the extent I went out of Lagos State to one of the... Now, somebody who's incoherent can type something like this, right? Which is why the Iyabo Joes and them took it and started reposting it, right? So, that's why this person reposted it on Wally the Wave. He says, Naira Marley's female artist reacts to Mobad's passing away. That was 1 day ago and the person's not retracting nothing, obviously, right? They kept on saying that if I respect myself and stay calm, that they'll protect me. There was one night when Sam Larry... It's possible that this post was real. I take that back, okay? I take it all back right now, okay? It's very possible. We don't know. We don't know, okay? Keep the pressure up. Keep it up. There was one night when Sam Larry came into my room in the aspect of sleeping with me, but I didn't give in. So he beat the hell out of me. I was scared, but I had to continue working for them. You don't work for them. You're an artist. It was supposed to be. Okay, all right, let's continue. Let me stop being a detective here. But I was scared, but I had to continue working for them. Else they'll harm my family, which I don't want. My family are my biggest support. I will never let anyone harm them because of my mistake. There was a time I was discussing with Zeno, and I was like telling him that she should better find a way, some army, and leave this label because the label is eating him up. And he looks like a skeleton. Then he took it to heart and started slapping me, saying that I'm insulting him. What, Zeno? I guess that's Zeno. Zeno self. Collect. Zeno has been collecting since yesterday. And everybody that supports his music. He was causing a commotion that will make Marley find out about what I said to Zeno. I begged him to stop shouting and that I didn't want Marley to find out, else I'll be in big trouble. But instead he continued and Marley heard about it. And what did they do to me? They starved me for a whole 2 days and kept on assaulting me. I don't even know where to continue from anymore because I'm emotionally drained, but I'll try my best to give you guys more updates. See, this is what that lady is retracting, all the statement, okay, from an alleged fake page. Splash became mad alongside Fabian Blue. I still don't hear anything for Fabian Blue's family considering his recovery. I don't. Who is Fabian Blue? This guy has a lot of artists. Was it giving all of them advance money and signing them to contracts? I don't even know if he recovered himself because the Babalawo said that the charm they used on him is very tough. Oh God. Shubomi is a very evil girl. You all should be aware. Who is Shubomi? Another Is that the second lady of Marlian Music? Jesus Christ. You all should be aware that she knew everything all along and she agreed to the plan. Right? This is the right reason why they say people should be careful with peddling all this quote unquote fake news, right? Because now people can mob Shubomi in some village somewhere. Who knows, right? They posted on my other account stating that this is my account should be reported. Marley is scared. Who you gonna believe now? Why? This is why I keep sharing with you guys. Remain calm. It's not always what it looks like. You never know. It's only time that will tell the truth, not human beings. Human beings are not capable of telling truth. Okay? You need to let time, process, patience, due process. Okay? And yes, you'll be tempted to jump into conclusions because some things will just seem very obvious and you feel like, I knew it. Remain calm, stay calm. Especially if you care about the result you're looking to achieve. They posted on my other account stating that this is my account. Marley is scared because I decided to speak up. He's the one that will tell us Marley is scared. This is my official account. The other account is being handled by Marley. Oh, so conveniently they put official at the beginning of the handle. Official.Tori Kichi. Right? Why off your comment section if you're telling the truth? Is because you know that everyone knows the truth. Well, she's with her full chest saying she's still proudly a Marlian Music first lady. She will need to off that. Abi social media is not her mate now. She will need to off that comment now, of course. It's because you know that everyone knows the truth now, and they will troll you if you leave your comment section turned on. Guys, I seriously need to put this account on private. I don't feel safe. This is Fabian Blue. It's mad, guys. Nara made him run mad. I'm in pains. Do something to help my brother. All right. So that was the post that the small auntie down there was responding to. Okay. That was the post right there. Anyway, that's the updates so far. That's basically what we have thus far with regards to this Naira Marley versus the state case. Okay. This is Naira Marley versus the public. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm sure tomorrow in the next few days we'll get some updates. Okay, but we'll continue what we're doing here as usual. Okay, we will, I promise. Okay, as you can see, I used the first half to cover some of the things we need to cover, and then we'll get to the story. Okay, so but we need to keep covering the story so that we can keep some pressure on them. You get it? When I get it,
you get it. Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
Yeah, we did almost 3 hours. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Let me come back to the chats. Temide said I meant entire. Okay, let me see if that changed the meaning. This entire thing is just crazy. The entire dead, it should not have happened. Yeah, I think I got that meaning. Thank you. Nope. Another angle don't enter. Listen, that's why you must do due process. Okay, due process so that you can get to the issue. Okay, they wouldn't, but they don't know if they were distracted with Mobad situation. They wouldn't. Maybe they were distracted. Oh, true, they could have been distracted and they said just go away. If you say anything, it's possible. Anything is possible, right? By their fruits, we will know them. What do we know about fruits? It takes time. It comes out in the right season, right? That's something that we know about fruits. You don't just plant something today and expect fruits, right? And sometimes you're in the wrong season, so you need to be patient to see the actual fruit. You need to be patient not just with them, but with yourself, so that you can actually identify what you're looking at properly, right? Oh, these nuts. Sorry, I haven't used that in a while. Yeah, all this might be true, but people need to be self-aware to read the environment. Yes, and that's what the police are supposed to be trained to do. And the police are also supposed to be trained to not be calling social media frenzy. They need to be looking at every social media post and be assessing it. Okay, if somebody needs to be brought in for questioning because it looks funny, they need to be brought in for questioning and not be afraid of the person claiming that somebody is trespassing their freedom. That's BS. Okay, that's BS. That post is real. D-Love said that post is real. Which one? The video or the one with the screenshot, the yellow screenshots? Okay, which one are you talking about? Mobad mentioned something about Shibomi in his music. Or the Shibomi, well, this girl herself, unless she's under duress, which we don't know, right? This girl, she's still signed into that nonsense and she's still there. She could still be signed, but if she's still in that camp and hanging out with them, I'm definitely looking at her sideways immediately. Okay, immediately. Okay, everybody should be scared for being a part of that camp right now. And even if they want to be loyal, they can't be all out talking and mansplaining and explaining anything that doesn't have evidence. They should shut up, just like their boss did after posting that fake ass condolence statement. Naira wanted him to be with her, and he refused because he has a girlfriend. Who Shibomi wanted him to be with her. Which one? Which one are we missing here? I'm missing something. We'll catch up later. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much, Nani. Let's call it a day. This has been awesome. Okay. This has been awesome. I was trying to keep it 2 hours, 3 hours, but there's a lot of stuff in there. We've been getting a lot of updates. It will slow down naturally, but the pressure needs to continue. This boy was never the kind of soul that should be involved with this type of people. Yeah, but he was a street boy himself, so he probably found a way he could relate and was like, okay, and before you know it, he had one chance. It's sad. But I really hope that they get to some kind of justice so that his soul can rest in perfect peace. You know. Thank you for the video. I pray this case is resolved correctly in this rough amber season we're in again. I hope so. You know. But thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Please keep coming back and hit that like, share, subscribe. Turn up all your notifications to make sure you're getting notified when I do go live, when we drop videos. Okay. All right. And shout out to our sponsors for the day. I want to say thank you to our sponsors for the day. Shout out to the sponsors of the channel. Shout out to the sponsor of the day, Latu, and Lady Navor. Thank you for sponsoring the show for today. Okay. All right. And I want to say thank you, and hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.